Hello, my name is Marcus Chronicle, and welcome to the first episode of the Shadow Dice podcast Bleakstone campaign. Real quick, before we get into the other introductions, I just feel it's important to say, originally we had a different name for this podcast by the name of Breaking the Dice. However, in the time since we filmed the first several episodes, we have come to learn that there is another podcast already by that name. So we have changed the name to the Shadow Dice Podcast, and if anytime we refer to it as something else, that's why. Thanks for clicking on this video, and on with the other introductions. Goodbye.
Neon?
Tristan.
Hi, I'm Soren.
Nicole Miguelter. Enjoy.
Yes, and we're going to be trying to do this on a fairly regular pace. But our DM today is Gultair, and before things starts getting off the road, why don't we should introduce our characters. I will be playing a Warforged Dragonborn homebrew called Rallis, who is a Echo-Knight fighter. Neon?
I'm a Fearbolg druid and artificer multiclass. I Fearbolg, and that's Tristan?
And I will be playing Vane Marco, the warlock Pact of the Fiend, who spends his days hunting devils.
I'm a half-elf artificer and rogue, and I get to use guns.
And we have very stupidly given Soren actual guns, so we'll see.
Airsoft guns, don't worry, folks. We're safe, we think.
You don't know that. I could have just painted those tips orange.
Probably, right?
This is America.
You
That's
fool.
probably legal, right? That's your freedom to express yourself.
Nerf this.
Oh no, they've been nerfed and not in a good way. That makes them less dangerous.
Anyway, before we get too far from it, Gultair, how about you tell us a little bit about the world and take us away?
The land of Albion. A nation trapped by the past, constantly trying to live up to it. Many wars have been fought, expanding its borders, quelling rebellions, and, as is common, debates over, bloody debates over who can sit upon the throne of the Empire. But this last conflict came at a cost. A deadly, virulent plague spreading amidst the civil war made much of the land barren and inhospitable, and caused men to turn to beasts. And, well, it's not much of an empire if no one can even leave their home. We go now to the small town of Bleakstone, entering its third year under quarantine. Large slate walls, mined from a nearby quarry. Many bannered tents from both rebels and imperialists alike sit outside the walls. A truce having been called to enforce the quarantine. Nobody was sitting on the throne in the ruined kingdom, after all. Inside of Bleakstone, chaos reigns. Much of the city torn apart, torn asunder. A large crater of sand in its center where the town hall once stood. Large tracts of the land overcome with vegetation. Tyrants and gangs posing as benevolent rulers, enslaving those least affected by the plague, and cordoning themselves off as kings of their own districts. And in the docks, we see the small town community known as the Neutral Zone. The many buildings torn down around us, giving a veritable no man's land from which no enemies can approach. Small fires trickling up from the chimneys of the town. Many refugees crammed into what would have once been a prosperous trade district, but is now a shanty town. We go now to the players of our little game, as the winds of fate begin to tangle and intertwine, setting them forth for a journey to the future. We go first to... Vane, as you make your way through the ruined crevasses of the town, you approach what seems to be the most hospitable area in the town. You see the ramshackle wooden walls sharpened into fine stakes, cordoning off parts of their little section of town. It seems secure, if nothing else. As you approach, you see a rather dull-witted guard slowly dozing off as he leans against his spear, standing atop one of the gates. Halt! Who goes there? Who goes there?
My business is my own. However, you will open the gates to me.
You're not really in a position to be giving orders there, stranger.
No.
It's more of our town and not yours. You don't really look like a local.
I'll reach in my cloak and pull out a fancy scroll missive. I believe this might explain everything you'd need to know about my presence.
Great, another little courier fella. Putting it in a bucket. He points down beside the gates where there's a little pulley with a bucket for getting messages up.
Yeah. So I'll
seems fairly full.
So I'll take it and I will tip the bucket so all the other ones come out and then throw mine in.
Yeah, he walks over, sort of pulleys it up and looks at it.
And it's just a missive describing the followers and cult of Terzanon and all kinds of warnings of devils, demons, describing horrific events, terrible slaughter, etc., in very extreme detail. Very much the sort of fearmonger type of detail.
You got one heck of a horror novel here, stranger, but I don't see how it relates to me, really. I mean, what exactly is your purpose here?
Well, we've heard tale of some of the issues of this kingdom, and there may be a potential cause that is one of the things we might deal with, so I've come to deal with it.
Your vague rambling is winning me over slowly but surely. Why don't you make me a persuasion check, figuratively speaking? I'm not actually saying this, because I'm an NPC, what has no soul and whatnot.
Can't even read.
What's a persuasion check?
That's a wait. That's a non-nat 20.
Yeah, you beat him. He,
I
I
hope so.
was gonna say.
He got close.
Yeah, he slowly scratches his chin, sort of freshly shaven, has a bit of stubble on it, and just kind of shrugs. We all my pay grade, and, well, you seem like the type to not blink twice at murdering the guards, so, open it up, fellas. And,
Intelligence check.
and, yeah, very slowly but surely the wooden gates creak open to their little cordoned off section of town.
I'm in danger.
And I'll just advance straight through. Just not even acknowledging any of the other people there. Just heading straight through.
Alright. Are you heading anywhere in particular, or?
I'm just gonna head towards what seems like the sort of hub of where people seem to be meeting.
To the bar.
And the murderer edgelord goes to the most concentrated population area.
Yeah, you make your way towards what seems to be a bar of some sort of built into an abandoned portion of a warehouse, and yeah, we'll take a quick pause so we can get to someone else introduced and whatnot. Big, what are you doing on this fine day?
Alright, so I guess start with me, I guess, in the what passes for OR room or medical tent. I don't know how this is laid out exactly.
Ah, yes, you're at work in the local clinic, sort of built atop the roof of one of the buildings with very, very flimsy canvas roofs. The roofs, I mean, where the city is sick and injured or being tended to. You your patient today is the fellow from out of town, one of the few who is actually out trying to produce more food. Has a little farm in what was once one of the city's vibrant parks. He's been having an interesting time of it. He came in yesterday complaining of fever, aches, had a bit of a scratch on the side of his head.
What are the symptoms of the dark mark plague here? I think those are that, right?
Well, it's tough to say. You recall that these are early symptoms of the plague, but it's also symptoms
Yeah,
of
most
a normal
infections.
A normal infection. Yes. But yes, as you look over him now, his symptoms seem to have alleviated a bit, if not all outright disappeared.
Well, looks like you were lucky this time.
I suppose so.
So what exactly got you this time? What was it?
I don't know. It was some sort of dog, I think. Just lots of them didn't really get beastified, being beasts already, and well, no one to feed them. They've gone a wee bit feral.
Was the trip at least worth it?
Well, I got myself a nice ring for the missus, so I suppose so.
Congrats. Just hope you don't end up in here again after your next trip out.
Let's hope so. Well, thank you, Doc. Yeah, he walks out, and you kind of see your supervisor giving a very small, proud smile. So he's sort of an older gentleman with a slightly hunched back and a very long, scraggly beard. Tends to hobble around everywhere he goes. Kind of looks over. Ah, you did a fine job there, Big.
Thank you. It was easy, just checking the symptoms, applying the right gluteus.
Well, we'll make a fine surgeon of you yet.
Can't wait to experiment.
Well, maybe don't say that quite so loud.
Oh, yeah, so other people nearby.
Love the enthusiasm, though. Tell you what, I hear you're planning a raid on the sewers before too long. Usually someone who gets bitten or scratched up a bit. If you get any amputations, you can assist.
Oh, finally.
Now, you have writes out a small, almost prescription-looking thing. Now, speaking of, we're gonna need something to clean out any wounds they pick up, so head to the bar, see if they got any refuse or leftovers that they don't mind sharing. Not a fan of using brandy to clear out an infection, but beggars can't be choosers.
True enough. Alright.
Thank you, lad. So, as we go on next to, what are you up to this fine day, dear Soren?
As of right now, I'm in my store, and I'm preparing to take the first step into finding the bastard that killed my father. I call out for my father's homunculi, Fibblethip,
Jesus fucking Christ.
and
Is he lost?
he used to be. He found his way.
He was once lost, but now he is found.
Was blind, but now he sees.
Just shuffle him into the deck when you're done, okay?
Can we get one good read of your character's name, so we don't keep calling you Soren by accident?
That would be Caleb. Pronunciation is weird, as the language of the elves is usually very foreign to some people that speak common, but you can essentially albanize it to Caleb. See, it's like anglicizes it, but it's very clever, you
I
see.
like it.
Oh, from Ravnik, I see.
Anyway, so I shout out to the homunculi, Fibble! You hold down this place and while I'm gone. I don't know how long I'll be gone.
Yes, you,
With that, I'm turning my headphones down.
I'm so glad I got the cleanest version of that I could.
And after that, I will finish loading my gun, or one of my 2 pistols that was left to me by my father.
We're not even main character levels of Edge. That's like side character that, only on screen half the time.
And as I finish loading my gun, as I've just figured out, I've unfortunately run out of anything to drink around here. So I decide, well, I'm already heading out. Might as well just go get one at the tavern.
yes, you, leave your little shop and walk around town, sort of pass by your neighbor's house as he's doing his usual due diligence and passing out various flyers and such. Worship Krishna, enjoy Krishna. Faith's the only thing we have in these trying times, friends. Come on. He, borderline forces a parchment into someone's hands as he passes. Come on. Evening, Caleb.
Evening. Having some trouble getting the word out?
Well, people don't want to hear the word these days. More concerned about words like food security, plague. Don't really want to hear about his radiance.
Too true. Listen, I'm gonna be heading out for a while. I need you to keep an eye out. Just make sure that no one tries to barge into the store, okay?
The man you remember his name is Ref. He just kind of tips his hat slightly. Sure thing, lad. Anyone messes with him, they get I'll give him a piece of my mind or two.
As much as I trust Fibblethip, I'm not entirely certain he can last for that long.
I'm not even sure if he could. He kind of looks over towards Fibblethip, who you notice is sort of checking the inside of stray gun barrels for any evidence. I'll keep an eye on him, friend.
Yeah.
trust me, I got a daughter myself. I know how difficult it can be to keep them alive.
What did you say his name was?
Ref.
Ref?
Yes.
Keep it real, Ref.
Does Thibblethip have his arithmetic down to run a store?
That was all he was really good with. But my father had others.
And with that, finally, Rallis, what are you doing on this fine, bleak day?
Currently, Rallis would be acting as a runner between all the food-growing factions, hunters, trying to figure out how much food that we have left until the inevitable collapse of everything.
That's a happy thought.
Yeah, just until everyone starts having to choose cannibalism or starving to death. That's Rallis trying to figure out how long until that happens.
Well, they always say keep your friends close.
And your enemies well done, right?
Yes. I prefer mine, blue rare.
Yeah, how long before Thibblethip starts looking appetizing?
You don't want his meat.
No!
But yes, as you walk along, you have your cloak up. You're just walking along, but back to the neutral zone after a long campaign. From your gatherings, you've pieced together that in the entirety of the city, there's about 6 months worth of food left. As you pass by, you see the woods off in the distance. Strange, overgrown ruins that have been tended to by a local druid circle. And more than that, you see a variety of glowing red eyes, many of them staring at you for only a moment before they seem to lose interest.
Can I assume that that 6 months is accounting for what can be grown in that time as well?
It's 6 months if you can't find out a way to increase food production, yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that was the case.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I would be going to whoever would need that information most importantly.
Yes, you sort of return to the neutral zone. You see the same sleep-deprived guard just starting to fall asleep again.
Does this character have a name?
Yeah, sure. It's good old gate guard Johnny.
I don't trust someone with that name.
Sounds like kind of a cuck, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you who
We don't have
know,
the camera yet, Soren.
Sounds like someone who reads them NTR Dojin, if you know what I mean.
Ooh.
NCR.
Rallis will walk up. Hey, Johnny, falling asleep on your shift again?
No sir, Mr. Rallis, sir. No sir. No, wouldn't dream of it. No. How's the courier?
The same old. Not many things want to mess with me very often.
Well, gotta have some perks to it, I suppose. It's Rallis, boys. Open up. And the wooden gate slowly creaks back open.
He's gonna take a few steps, look over his shoulder. I wouldn't sleep out here. You never know what's lurking outside the walls.
Well, sometimes I think not knowing's probably for the best.
That's fair. He's gonna continue on just to wherever. I'm assuming the bar.
Yes, you
Where people gather. Where people gather to get food.
yeah, you think that perhaps you should probably tell the local businesses, hey, ease up on the food a little bit, just to help stretch things out a little bit longer. But yes, Bane, as you enter the bar, and you see a ramshackle group of customers. There's a fellow playing the piano in one corner. There's a bartender sort of polishing glasses as bartenders do. A few people who seem to be complaining about a lack of food. One eating only like a stale bread crust. A few fellows up top who seem to be having a small feast, oddly enough. Yeah. What do you want to do?
Well, first I head over to the bar where the bartender is and just sort of just lean against the counter there to get his attention.
Hey, how's it going? You a newcomer?
I am, and how I'm doing depends on what I'm able to find out.
Well, what you're able to find out depends on what I know.
So, I'm a fairly recent comer to Albion, and I've actually come here after hearing about this plague of yours, and I was just wondering about how long has this been going on for?
Let's see. It was 8th year of the 12th Emperor, so carried it to 3 years now, maybe 4.
Tell me, in the months or so before then, did anything bizarre happen before then? Such as weird disappearances that couldn't be explained? People with abilities that seemed unnatural?
Let me think. Idiot. Tell him about the war. Right. I seem to remember there was like a civil war going on, so there were lots of disappearances, but, most of it got chalked up to just wartime casualties. There was that one fella, what's his name? Barakadaka, I don't know, some tiefling shit. But yeah, he led an attack on the Emperor, and they started throwing tieflings out after that, or something. I don't know. I was on the front lines. Our news was real spotty at the moment.
Was there any point where it seemed one of the sides seemed to almost magically gain an advantage over the other?
Well, I wouldn't say an advantage, but both sides got kind of a massive disadvantage. What if, plague spread through blood? So if your enemies bleed on you, you might turn into like a dog, or a bear, or a what have you. Saw one guy turn into a horse, real bad. Well, I think it was a horse. Had 7 legs, and I think it had centipede eyes. Real weird shit. I've seen weirder. No, you haven't. Shut up.
And has anyone been able to figure out where this plague comes from?
Not particularly. Most I can think of is just... the way I sees it, it spread through blood, and when in war, people bleed a heck of a lot, so if it started on a battlefield, it would spread through like wildfire. Send the sick soldiers home, they spread it to their wife and kids, and soon enough, tons of cities just wiped off the map.
Well, certainly seems strange something this endemic seeming would only just appear now, of all times. I doubt any kingdom's gone without bloodshed for long enough.
Yeah, it was certainly sort of a perfect storm. There's no such thing as a perfect storm. Shut up, who asked you? You seem to notice that this man keeps looking off to one side and speaking to himself.
I seem to notice, you're conversing with someone, but I failed to see another person here.
Oh, right, newcomer. Sorry, most people are used to it by now. Turns his head to one side, and you see along the side of one of his head, what seems to be a mind flayer head, just sort of growing out of one ear, with 2 very bulbous eyes and a few tentacles trailing down, almost like dreadlocks. turn me back around. I don't like to look at this one. Well, this one don't like to look at you. I said turn me back around. Okay. Yeah, he's not too friendly. But, we're stuck together, so.
Well, I suppose I'll take a rest from my travels and then try and find out more about whatever this plague is. Give me a shot.
Oh, yeah. Like, reaches behind him and sits out a full glass. Anything in particular? What's your poison?
Something light, something that won't make the head too fuzzy.
I gotcha. Right up, fix you right up. This one here is special drink. Comes from overseas. I learned it in my travels. I call it the church special. Just give it a splash of wine, a little bit of brandy, a little bit of holy water, say a little prayer, and spit in it, and there you go.
It comes with 40 dogs fucking sewn together or your money back. When you're moving around the way you do, make sure you're still speaking into the microphone.
I gotcha.
I get that you aren't used to it, so.
Yeah.
And try not to cover your mouth. Muffles it.
We're working on the kinks.
It's a learning process. I'm the only one that speaks into a microphone for hours at a time. Specifically trying to figure out what the best way to record is.
But yeah, Vane just takes it and just goes off to a table in the far back corner and takes a seat and starts drinking it.
You alright? But, yeah. As you sit down, you take note of a Fearbog who walks in, having a jovial stride, kicking his step. Seems like an oddly happy fellow for a plague-ridden land. Big, you walk into the bar. What are you doing?
Well, I guess I'll just mosey on in. I'm looking for, Robert, the barkeep.
Yeah, you walk over and see good old Robert just continuing to polish a glass. He goes through a lot of glasses, you see. But, he just waves. Hey, big fella, how's it going?
Pretty good today. I get to start on operating soon.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, after the next big battle, I get to help out.
Big step.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Now we're almost out of people. Be nice, drama. But yeah, what you need?
Stumble sent me with a note. He needs anything you can spare, anything, they're not drinking that might help with disinfecting wounds.
Anything I can spare. Let me see. He reaches back behind the counter. I got this grog stuff. Been watering it down so we can't really make more booze, so it really spreads it out. So I can give you about as much of this stuff as you need.
How much did the note say?
About a barrel.
Yeah, I mean, if you can spare a barrel.
Barrel? Yeah, sure thing. You goddamn general. That's our grog. Well, it's the town's grog. You gotta be nice, Drama. I don't want to. I want to. You see his arms starting to almost fight each other as he's blocking punches. Hey, stop it! I will revoke your arm privileges. You do not revoke anything. I will revoke your arm privileges. Don't think I won't. Yeah. And you see the other arm slump back down to his side. He's testy. I think it's winter. But barrels are upstairs if you want to grab one.
Any particular place? Are they labeled or?
It'll be the ones made out of redwood, right behind. Some fellas having a party up there, so it'll be right behind them.
All right, yeah, I'll just head on up. Thank you.
Yeah. And on that note, good old Caleb. You walk into the bar and what's your first instinct? What are you doing?
I walk in and I'll stand at the entrance for just a moment and take a look around, as I usually tend to try to get a view of my surroundings first and foremost. And then once I have a good idea of where basically everything is, a pretty good idea of how many are in the bar and stuff like that, I'll head on over to the barkeep.
What angle do I need to be at to shoot everyone at once in the room?
45 to 180.
What did you say his name was?
Robert.
Robert?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty normal.
That's one of their names.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Did we ever get a name for the little thing on his side?
Drakmail.
Dramakel.
Yeah,
Dramail.
Dramail. I have the notes pulled up.
Hmm. Good man.
I'll just walk up and greet the man. Robert?
Hey Caleb. Busy night.
Looks like it. Still fighting with your roommate?
Well, we're working on it. I hate you. Yeah, he's I think he doesn't like winter or something. He's been real agitated lately. It's cold. I know it's cold. It's fucking winter.
Astute as always. I'll keep this simple. Just give me something to steal the nerves.
I gotcha. Let's see,
If I had half a mind, I'd...
let's see. How about, Barakai Blizzard?
That'll do.
Yeah, he just, gets a good bit of ice that's from behind him and, pushes it aside, pulls some out, and just starts mixing a variety of drinks, just very chilled grog along with very warmed brandy. It gives it a nice steamy feel across the glass, and pulls it out. And there you are.
You always know how to make a damn good drink, Robert.
Yeah, well.
Most people don't like grog.
I imagine you get plenty of business in here to keep for people to keep their minds off this plague.
Yeah. Suppose it certainly helps. But, I'd prefer it if it was like a different business tactic, good advertising and not, beasts.
You ever have any fights in here anymore?
Let's see. Not too many. There was a Nika lady got in a big fight. I think she chopped 2 fingers off a guy because he got a little too fresh of her. But I kicked the guy out before I kicked her out. It's gotta be all feminized, right?
True that.
We should have banned them out for life. Hey, we don't ban customers for life because life's too short.
You ever thought about evicting that little man to the side of your head?
I thought about it. What? Hey, you're in there. You should know. Yeah, but it still hurts. Yeah. Anyways, but he's practically family at this point. Plus, I think he's all tangled up in my brain, so it'd be like taking your guns away, or if Big up there was real short. Why you gotta call a big man, short man big? That'd be just too cruel.
It's a shame. I could have gotten rid of him for you for free. One shot, would have taken.
Yeah, tempting. You son of a bitch! I will. You see, like a hand starting to claw the side of his face. Yeah, get over it. Had an itch there, anyways.
He's fun.
Yeah, he grows on you. Well, he grows on me, but
Sure does. Speaking of people, I'm looking for somebody. He should still be here in this city. Can't be anywhere else with this lockdown going on. 12th Empirist, a cleric. He's the one that killed my father. I'm looking for him.
Some heavy stuff there, fella. If I had to guess, I'd say most 12 fists would be off of the munis somewhere. I hear a lot of them for whatever reason ended up just resisting the plague. But I ain't seen anyone like that in town, except for Ref. But he's a kind fella. Wouldn't hurt a fly.
That sounds about right. I'll find him. He'll wish he had that plague.
Well, here's hoping. And hey, your dad, he helped me a lot with all the pipes and stuff around here back when things were just starting to get bad. So, have another on the house, eh?
Thanks, Robert.
Don't mention it. As you indulge in a second drink, you see, and you see the hooded figure of Rallis walking in. Rallis, what are you up to?
Rallis is going to walk straight up to Robert. Hey, Robert. Got back from talking to Linda and see you with the hunter group. Just all the groups. I don't remember what the hunters group name is. So
the Quiet Guild.
Quiet Guild.
Yes.
From Linda and the Sewers Quiet Guild, the few farms we have outside. From the looks of it, we have, at the rate we're going, probably about 4 more months of food. Though, when talking to Linda and the hunters, we think we can stretch it to 6 if we start rationing more.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we can certainly try, but some fellas get real insistence. Take up there, you kind of hear a chorus of cheers as the party upstairs seems to have a toast for some reason. I think the fellas from the unis or somewhere, or might just be one of the gangs outside of town. Not sure. Just been up there all night been having themselves a nice time of it. I told them we gotta start rationing, but they started pulling out guns. Ain't fun.
Well, how many are up there?
There were about 4 of them.
That can be a problem that we can deal with in a little bit. I'll go talk to the guard and see who we can round up. But for now, unless if we start changing things from what it looks like, we're going to end up out of food in about 4 to 6 months. Unless if we can find a better way to start producing more.
How loud are the partiers getting?
At the moment, very loud. They're like having some kind of toast upstairs.
So loud enough that someone who may have laid their head back trying to rest might be getting kind of annoyed.
Loud enough to cheese off Vane, yes.
That's not very loud, though.
True. He's got a bit of a hair trigger, ironically, but
Did a pin drop in here? I will kill every single motherfucker in this room.
I asked for silence.
But yeah, as the partygoers start their very loud cheering,
10th toast.
Vane just sort of looks up at the roof, and he just sort of looks over at the, was it like a door that Big went through that led to a staircase or something that goes up?
Oh yeah, it's like a very spiral staircase. It has like a little balcony up top.
Yeah. Vane's just going to sort of look at that for a second, and then he just sort of quietly gets up and starts walking up to the spiral staircase.
Yeah, as you walk up, you see a few fellows. They're all like sitting off in one corner, just clanking tinkers together. You see one is like standing between Big and a few of the barrels, almost comically, as he's a fairly short fellow and Big is, well, big. But you see what appears to be a halfling just standing up to Big like, big man trying to take the booze out of our crews, eh? Huh? Big, you are experiencing bullying from what appears to be a 3-year-old child, and you're not sure how to feel about it.
By the way, we forgot to mention it. We're all some semblance of level 5.
Hello?
Yeah, what you do? What you think you're doing, eh? Eh?
Oh, I was procuring some somewhat watered down alcohol to be used as in the medicine tent.
Nah. But we're having ourselves a little party here. We got all these booze here. It's ours, so you can shoo, vamoose.
I believe it's Robert's booze actually.
Oh, really? I don't see Robert's name on it. As you check the barrels, you see a very clear stamp of Robert Blackbright on one of the more prominent ones.
Well, that one has his name on it. Can I take that one?
Like, looks over his shoulder and instantly goes to his waist, pulls out a gun, and shoots the barrel as the grog starts to leak out onto the ground. Well, Robert's booze can be in Robert's floors. You hear the fellows at the table starting to cheer and laugh very loudly.
At that point, Vane starts walking over to the table with the guys.
Yeah, the rest of you do hear a gunshot.
So, to finish off my conversation with him before the gunshot, I would be telling Robert, I've been talking to Linda. If we can't find a new way to produce some more food, we're probably going to have to try and annex Moss Flower, and that's when I would assume the gunshot goes off.
Yeah, huh?
Shit.
If you could, I would try to rush over as quick as I could to the barrel before it's empty and mend it.
Doesn't men take like a minute to cast?
I thought it was instant.
I think that's only if you cast it as a ritual. I think you can just cast it as a action.
Mm-hmm.
Like plug up whatever hole
What are
you
you
put in
doing,
there.
Soren?
Actually, this is a genuine question I need to ask.
Well, if I can't mend the barrel, I'll just again try.
I mean,
to,
you can just start healing it or
Yeah, I
mending
can try. Yeah.
Just gotta, like, poke your finger in the hole.
Yeah, and try to mend it at the same time.
Yeah, the halfling is looking very indignant at that. Like, dude, I was trying to be cool here.
I understand, and it was fine until you started wasting provisions. We're supposed to be rationing.
And the whole time Vane is still just walking over. Just like not in a rush or anything, just casually walking slowly closer.
Rylas probably would have started rushing upstairs.
If you rushed, that would have shown you cared, and that wasn't cool. So we presume you're walking slowly.
Yeah. While Vane is like Terminator walking up the stairs, Rollis is just like.
Well, no, this is after I already get up the stairs.
Yeah, this is
yeah.
like I can't kick your ass.
He
from
started
under
heading
your
up
feet.
long before the gunshot.
Yeah. You start heading that way, hear a bit of a loud metal clanking behind you as you do, but you slowly start to walk up towards the halfling who seems to be yelling at Big again for some reason. You don't really know. You don't really care. But you just see this man has a gun in his left hand. He's just like this. He seems to be acting very erratically.
You with the gun. You're gonna be quiet now.
You see 4 pairs of eyes look towards you and feel some sort of unnerved presence downstairs, as though you've talked to someone you didn't mean to. But the halfling does look your way like, you stay out of this. You see odd bloodlust behind his eyes, as though the veins on his eyes are very pronounced, and he seems to be breathing a bit heavily.
What the hell is Caleb doing during this time? we didn't ask.
He's tuning his eyes. Gotta get them calibrated.
So yeah, I should also mention that my character has a condition called hemochromia, where much like heterochromia, his eyes can be different colors. Only it's not heterohemochromia, it's just hemochromia. So the color of my character's irises change depending on mood. I just thought that'd be cool.
So I assume since Robert knows most of us, we'd be cool, but like he just let like this guy who just flew into town just go up to his like stash of booze.
I mean, it's like a bar room. Plus, there were gunshots upstairs. He's probably saying, you know what? That guy looks like he knows how to handle himself.
I mean, that was
Fair enough.
before the gunshot.
The point
Yeah.
I was trying to make is, are you staying downstairs, Caleb, or no?
Well, my eyes will immediately turn to a very light green for shocked, and then turn into an aquamarine for me being on the alert.
Do you want to tell us your zodiac sign as well?
Yes, I am a Pisces. Anyway,
I guess you
I'm a
also
Cancer.
somewhat know Rallis.
Yes,
You
you
would
are.
see him running up the stairs.
Hmm.
I'll turn over to Robert and say, "Need any help with this one?"
Well, I hate to ask, you're a customer and all, but, fight fire with fire and whatnot, and,
Swank. All right.
yes, swank. The best Victorian term.
Spare as many barrels as you can.
Anyway, so my character's going to then carefully head up there as light-footed as he can, and try to stick out of sight between these two.
Yes, the
Whip.
3 edgelords that have come up the stairs in the past couple. The amount of edge that's
You
been
keep
on
using
this-
that word
That's
in
what
reference
you
to
guys
Rallis.
are.
My character isn't an edgelord.
You're like a PTSD war, automaton guy. Like, your guy's got plenty of edge.
He just doesn't like giants. That's it.
Basically,
All right.
basically,
I'm
I'll
just
try.
sad.
He's
Basically,
just
I'll,
racist. Come on.
Sorry.
He is very racist against giants for reasons that
He
we'll
fits
get
in with
into.
Victorian England.
Fair enough.
with my right hand pistol now in my possession, I'll try to actually get into cover, and I'll try to do so stealthily. So I'm probably gonna have to roll a stealth check, aren't I?
Yes, please.
Would all of us need to make a check to see if we notice him?
If you'd like to.
Yeah, Big's not super observant. Not of his surroundings.
Rallis is more worried about the gunshot that went off.
Fucking
So
dope. Plus
Hmm.
5.
Sorry, let me amend my statement. The amount of tragic
12 plus
backstory
5, so 17.
Oh,
that
yeah.
went up those stairs in the last couple
do you
days.
not have your stealth as an expertise?
No.
Okay.
Insight and acrobatics are my expertise. I also have proficiency in both of those.
Also, what'd you say it was?
Total of 17.
Expertise is just doubling the proficiency modifier.
Yeah.
Well, it's not an expert. Well, I'm not an expertise in stealth, so.
Yeah.
And mine was a non-nat 20, so I noticed you're there.
Can I then take an action to, or something like that, to just tell, since he noticed me? I just basically want to make a gesture to tell him to.
I mean, I can't really see you because you're behind me, but
He just feels a presence.
like I just hear maybe like the tiniest of creaks, and just sense that something's come up the stairs,
Oh, okay, that's fine.
along with the giant metal thing.
To be fair, for right now, I could just be in armor because
Yeah, hence
I'm-
a giant metal thing.
technically I have scale mail armor, which
Yep.
is just part of my body. But Rallis would probably kick in the door and just say, "Hey, what the hell is going on up here?"
Would I be able to also from where I am right now, would I also be able to just make a quick scan of the people that aren't being the rowdiest of the bunch, or that aren't being rowdy, so I can know who I might need to prioritize?
I mean, I think everyone's right now is just at a standoff.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's
it's
just
a bit of a
everyone staring.
standoff. You see the 3 other fellows with guns just sitting off to one side. Meanwhile, the halfling is acting borderline feral. Oddly enough, he's just very angry that other people have come into the area.
They can handle short stack over there. Let's keep an eye on those 3.
All right, and also, this place isn't being lit by a bunch of lanterns.
There are faintly flickering bulbs above you.
So I'm going to use prestidigitation to start flickering all the lights very erratically.
Is this where I scream dark vision?
It's,
Yeah. The halfling starts to become even more erratic. He starts looking around what's happening? What's happening?
as it As he starts doing that, I'm manifest an echo directly behind him, as long as I'm within 15 feet of him.
You are.
So I'm just gonna leave that there for now. And
Is that like visible?
I believe so, yes. But it's directly behind him, and I'm not worried about the other three.
Isn't he backed up against like a bunch of barrels?
Maybe.
Is like close.
Can
to
you
the
describe the room?
Yeah. There's like a line of barrels off to one side where Big is like trying to keep the booze from leaking out.
Currently still fixing it.
Yeah. The
Good bear.
guy, the halfling is like a good fire, about 10 feet away from Big, just still waving his gun around erratically. The other three are like off to the left, just like staring incredulously. Kind of seems like this is escalated beyond what they thought it was going to happen. And you three are like near the door, looking at all this.
Okay, can I just like, having seen guy walking up clearly ready to instigate, and then
And all the
apparently
lights
like
start
a shadow soldier guy, I'm just
then
like,
all the-
You're
and
all kind of perplexed at what seems to be a ghost that is flickering the lights erratically through separate actions of multiple people.
yeah, I'm just like very pointedly to the room. Let's just calm down. Let's not escalate this.
We're angering the ghosts.
I just need to get this to take to the medical tent and be on my way. Nothing else needs to.
And then Vane notices the weird ghost thing standing up behind this halfling and just sort of like, what?
Would I be familiar with your shadow?
Unlikely, because
I didn't know if I would have
I'm
already been
acting on
threatened
the
with it.
I'm acting on an idea that Rallis has no clue you exist yet.
Oh, I didn't.
And
know
even
what the
now
canon was.
he's more focused on
Oh, so
this.
that's why it's not behind
the-
me.
Yeah, he currently has no idea you're there because he's not paying you any attention. But Rallis is going to look at him and say, "Calm down. We're going to figure this out, and no one has to get hurt."
All the while, Vane is very
Awesome.
clearly staring at something behind this guy.
Also, I'm going
And
to hold an
above him, 'cause he's
action
short as
to
hell.
Yeah.
swap places with my echo. In case things go south. That way I can swap and then try and grab this guy, like pin him to the ground.
I'm not sure whose turn it is, whatever. But you mentioned the guy looked rather like unwell. Could I like try to investigate that?
Yeah, roll me a medicine check.
I'm like a doctor guy. That's that plus. That's a 15.
Yeah, with 15, you notice this man seems to be in the late stages of the plague. He has what seems to be very long, bestial, scraggy stubble around his ears. He's acting erratically. You see like what seems to be faint traces of blood leaking out of the corner of his mouth, eyes, and ears. This man seems to be infected.
Can I like just actually, if you wouldn't care to accompany to the medical tent, sir, you don't seem to be. Are you feeling well?
I feel fine if you would just get away from my bruise. He starts coughing a bit, and you see bits of phlegm and blood starting to spray out of his mouth.
Can I determine that he's infected through a medical roll? Pretty
It's pretty obvious at this point.
Cool.
Very obvious, he's got the plague.
Cool. I'm swap places and try and pin him to the ground.
Roll me an athletics check.
Well, that's a terrible athletics roll. What is my athletics? That's an 11.
Yeah, it matches. So you try to, you try to, like,
Aggressor wins, right? Normally.
well, it depends. What rule do we all use for that?
Normally we've
I
done
thought-
aggressor wins.
I always thought it was
Aggressor.
defender wins.
Yeah, I thought defender always won.
I thought that's how we played it.
Or is
That's
that,
how we used to play with
Like
Morgan.
in armor matches, like
That-
a weapon roll, it's always defender. I thought.
No, that's how we played with Morgan because we kept matching their AC and missing. Because it would be 18, you would hit 18 and do nothing.
If we want
So
to
we
lay
had-
the rule down now for this campaign, do we want to
Yes.
go with aggressor wins?
Sure, you can.
Okay, so aggressor wins. The law has
It
been
is-
set in
It is
stone
written in stone
until we forget.
until
But
we
I
forget
have mold
again.
earth.
I have shape water.
You could help my barrel.
And Caleb is Avatar. What's your point?
But yeah, you get a bit of resistance from this fellow, a bit more than you would think from a halfling, considering they're not usually the strongest of people. But you do eventually manage to force him down onto the ground, and he just starts snarling a bit. You see his teeth are sort of pronounced into fangs.
And that thing, this vein is
I'm going to make eye contact with you and say, grab something to tie him up now.
and Vane just starts pointing his finger down at the ground near them. I'd say you probably have about 6 seconds to decide what to do next because he is not listening.
Can we careful? Like we don't. Let's not freak him out anymore. He's not. He's not doing the best.
By the way, you are now standing next to my Echo, because I assume I was next to you.
I mean, you were behind him, and then I'm in front of the guy.
No, he was at the
Well,
hall with
he
you,
was
and they
off.
swapped places.
He was off in a corner.
Yeah, like, I was standing like directly in front of the guy because I had walked up to him.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about taking damage.
Am I able to intervene at any point here?
Absolutely.
I mean, anytime you want to
yeah.
join the room, man.
You have 3 seconds.
Can I just shoot this fellow in the face before he flips out on all of us?
Make me an attack roll.
Is that with a
And-
D20? That was a D20, right?
Yes. Plus whatever your attack modifier for the guns would be.
what level rogue are you?
2.
Okay, so you won't have you won't have
You won't do like
class.
70 damage at once.
Yeah.
Well, I ask specifically because if he plans on taking assassin rogue, he'd have
no,
advantage.
he's investigator.
yeah.
He's Sherlock Holmes.
Okay,
But
so-
I don't think he's long from turning. We need to keep him calm.
Do I get advantage on this because it's a sneak attack?
And no one listens
I'd
to
say
me.
so, yeah.
Okay.
I assume it's more because you're hidden.
Okay, whatever. That's a 15.
That'll hit.
Cool. And now...
Actually, no, that's for melee.
Alright, and now do I need to do again? I am relatively new to this game still. Sorry, audience.
Yeah, this is his second campaign. He's doing wonderfully, but he might be a bit slow, so
It was
bear with us.
It was 2d8 damage.
D8.
Actually, it's 2d8 plus 1, I think, because yours has the infusion.
Right, yeah.
Here, if you need a second D8,
Let me see, what was the infusion thing again?
you can just hold on to that.
I think it was just whatever you roll plus 1 or something.
I'm pretty sure that's a D10.
I thought that was
This
a
is the
D8.
D8.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, you're correct. Excuse me.
Did I hand him a D10 or
Yes,
was it
you
his
did.
D10? Oh.
So, someone did.
Yeah, so whatever you roll plus 1 is the damage.
I think I handed him a D8.
No, he just grabbed his D10.
For both die?
Yeah,
or-
that's the D8 I gave him.
For both die, or do I
It's
just...
just the total.
Okay.
Yeah, this was a D8.
My bad.
It's plus 1 to your chance to hit and plus 1 to the damage.
That's 14 right there.
14.
So that'd be 15.
Yeah, so 14 plus 1, so 15.
And he adds his proficiency and dex, correct? To damage?
So the proficiency bonus, I think, is
3.
so plus 3, and then my dex mod.
Yeah.
So that's another 8.
And you should have sneak attack, which at this level should be 2d6.
Oh, shit.
I'll take
As long as you're
by the way.
not in the same sight line as your target, rogues are pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he has a sneak attack on his first hit because he has an ally within 5 feet of this enemy. So he'll always get sneak attack damage, pretty much.
Real quick. Alright, so we're at current... How much of it is it now?
You're at 16
15.
plus or 15 plus everything.
Yeah, so it's 15 plus 3. And then your dex mod is plus 5.
And then since it's a sneak attack, it's what, 2d6?
Here, you can borrow my sneak attack dice.
Cool.
They roll super well all the time.
Let's say
That's plus
9. So is that it, or is there anything else I need to add on real quick?
No, and that was a lot of good rolls.
That should be it.
How much damage was that?
32.
This man is dead. Every campaign,
Here's a couple
you
of
start
D8 you
off.
can use.
And then we reach 0, and Vane will directly underneath the now dead individual will cast Create Bonfire. So that will create a 5-foot cube, and anything in that space must make a dex save. Rallis, I believe you're within that
Yeah,
5
I
feet
believe you're
cube.
within the 5-foot cube.
I think I'm technically out. I'm not sure how grappling works entirely on that.
You were on top of him, weren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, you had held
I
it.
did
Yeah,
say
you-
pin.
You'd be
So-
in the area.
You just
So
lit,
please make a dex save.
you just lit him on fire, willingly.
Is this just going to become a thing where I just one shot the first thing I fight?
Look,
I think so.
I
You're the
once
main character.
damn near one shot a mini boss with over 100. I rolled 97 damage against something that had like 102.
I mean,
health.
rogues are like one of the best at just dealing this insane burst damage early game.
You.
Natural 20.
Okay, yeah. You dodge out of the way, and I ignite the now deceased individual and burn away
DM,
his
don't take
body.
that as standard damage. My guy can probably do like 12 to 15 a turn on average.
Yeah, you see the small crowd just stare in awe as this man as his head seems to evaporate due to the high caliber round that has perforated his skull. Rallis, you feel an intense heat beneath you from more than just the bullets.
As
And-
Vane finishes raising his finger.
Yeah, as you dodge to one side and the man's body bursts into flames.
I look at you, make sure you get all the blood, otherwise there'll be more. And I turn to the others. The other 3 with the guns.
Yeah, you see the 3 of them are just like staring in confusion, like, holy shit, you just killed Leaf.
I'm going to give you guys an option. You can fight us, or you can come with me and speak to the guards, and we can get this cleared up.
If you're his associates, you may also need to check for the plague.
I don't understand, it was fine yesterday. You see like one of the men like whispering to the others. I think it might have been something from that house. No, it couldn't. They were off. You just hear them sort of muttering to himself. But yeah, roll me a persuasion/intimidation check, depending on which route you want to go.
I'm going with intimidation because you've given me advantage on that, and my persuasion is +1. My intimidation
He
is
stated
+4.
clearly that his character is not edgy, and that I'm bothering him saying his character's edgy.
17. I'm glad I have advantage on my intimidation.
I mean, to be fair, his character wasn't the one who just attempted to murder
Yeah.
a man.
Yeah, his at least. Yeah, 2 of the.
It was a 17 or a natural 1.
We're ready to kill this man.
They seem more confused than anything. They don't really seem intimidated. Unfortunately, they rolled modified 18.
And I just start walking back, and I just sort of, and then look at them and tell them, be quiet, and then just start heading back downstairs.
Is my barrel healed yet?
I believe a minute has probably passed by now.
Yeah, your barrel is fine.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like over my shoulder and then walk up to the table. Yeah, would you please come with me to be checked? We don't want this to have to happen again.
Roll me a persuasion check.
At this point is probably when Rallis would actually register the fact that Big is in the room.
That's a 19.
He just turns to say something to Big and goes dead quiet.
The 3 of them like look at each other and nod. Yeah. We that's probably for the best. Yeah, You lead on, boss.
Yeah, can't be too safe. And, well, thank you all, and then, he will head on his way.
Yeah, you see, Robert gets a very odd view as he sees the normally pacifistic Big just lead what looks like free prisoners off to who knows where. And then he smells the scent of burning plague upstairs, and he's like, what the hell happened?
Oh, yeah, Robert, there's a small fire upstairs.
And Vane's like,
Near
oh
the
yeah.
alcohol.
And he snaps his fingers, and then all of a sudden the burning smell stops.
Hey, I having a stroke? It's gone. What
All
happened
I
here?
did was grab the bag. I'm gonna go. They did that.
You know, I trust you. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, out the door we go.
Whew. He just like slowly turns around. You know what must be done, Robert. Yeah. He like resets a sign that says "Days without a bar fight to 0."
Well, now just sort of look at him as I go back to my table. Was less of a bar fight and more of a bar murder. Then I just go back and sit down.
Oh well, he like sets the bar fight sign back to normal.
It goes to the
Then
bar murder sign.
Then changes the bar murder sign. Done. We were almost to the triple digits.
Then Vane finally gets to get at his table, sit back, lay his feet back on the counter, lay his head back, and go back to trying to sleep.
Go back to pretending to be asleep while observing everyone.
You mind telling me what happened there, fellas? I noticed there was only 3 of them, and there was an intense fire smell, and is it details I want, or do I not want them? Why are you staring so vaguely?
Vane isn't saying anything. He doesn't give a shit.
That's when I'll intervene as I as I come back downstairs and holster my weapon. Sorry about that, Robert. One of them kind of went feral.
Also, I don't think you would even be able to see how that guy caught on fire. You just shot him, his head exploded, and then you just exploded in flame.
Yeah, as you shot him, he lit on fire, and you're just assuming it's like your marksman ability.
I'm such a good shot, he just burned.
Yeah, the friction from the bullets.
There's also, as Big was leaving, 100% Rallis would have just been following his every movement silently behind his cloak.
Metal men are known for their silence.
But
I don't mean like physically following him. I mean he's standing in one spot staring him down.
But yes. So yeah, Big, you lead the 3 of them back to the clinic. Little kick in your step, because you know you got alcohol. You stood your ground. You've been working on your assertiveness, and it's paying off. You know, someone stood up to you, and now they're a puddle of ash. So you know it's good progress. Good progress. Anyway, you step inside. You see good old Stumbles just mashing up a few herbs with his mortar and pestle.
I'm back.
Welcome back. He looks at the 3 men falling behind you, just leans in very carefully. Is this a robbery, son?
Oh no, it may have been before. It was something, but no, we're fine now. One of their friends contracted. They went feral. I thought they might need checked. But I believe so. He never got the chance to actually turn, thankfully.
Well. Blessing, that's a bit of a blessing then. Yeah, it means less chance of it spreading.
Yeah, the body was burned instantly, too. Indoors, even.
Wasn't a wooden building, was it?
Yeah, next to a bunch of alcohol. I didn't do that.
Uncle Stumbles just gives the biggest Jim face ever and just...
Yeah, whoever did that probably didn't think it through, but it worked out, and there's no contagion left, so...
well, Well, yeah, I suppose that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, I got at least 2/3 of a barrel of somewhat watered down grog. It was a full barrel, but the feral shot it before he got knocked down.
Ah, well, appreciate it, lad. No, turns to the three of them. You want to tell me exactly how you managed to pick up the plague there, sons? They just sort of stand there very stoically and, no. What do you mean, no? Don't know. Big, you notice they all have, very, very shifty, nervous glances that they're sharing with each other.
Yeah, is there something you may need to tell us? I'm not sure you're being 100% honest, and Stumble doesn't take being lied to very, very well.
You know what? Frankly, he's a bit of an old fella, so he can just treat us, make sure we're fine, and then we'll be on our way, okay? You see Stumbles just give a very small eye twitch. Ah, old man. You want to know a funny story, lad? No? Well, too bad. You see, there was once a man who doubted me when I said I would snap my foot off in his ass. Lifts up a cloak and you see the prosthetic leg underneath. I wasn't lying, lad, so how about you start sharing the details? The first man in particular seems very nervous and just runs off. All the others two are like, okay, yeah, we'll talk. But one man runs outside, the other two sort of sit down. One fellow with red hair just sort of rubs the back of his head. We sort of... There's this farm outside of town, and what wasn't my idea. It was Jack's and Leaf's plan, but we kind of robbed the place, little bits, sorta, well, the daughter was coughing, the dad was coughing. I figured it was just something, but it might be something. Leaf said it was allergies, and the allergies don't make your teeth turn into knives or anything. So, could you please just check us over? We'd rather that not happen.
Yeah, and you just make sure your friend finds his way back here in a relatively short time period, and we'll just... It was all a Leaf's idea then.
Yeah, exactly. It's all Leaf's idea. Yeah. Roll me an insight check.
Nope.
Yeah. This is a very honest man who was led astray by a feral little halfling. Overpowered him. Bent him to his will.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I guess, me and Stumbles, I guess we'll just check them over, and then I guess whatever the other three are doing.
Yeah. Speaking of, what are the other three doing? Other than Vane, who I assume is just brooding in the corner somewhere.
I'm taking a very nice nap, thank you very much.
Brooding?
Now that I can finally sleep.
By now, Rallis probably would have come downstairs, and anyone that knows him would probably notice the slightly different coloration of his eyes, from his standard blue to a much more probably violet at this point. Something slight that only people who know him would be able to recognize. And would just walk up to the bar, look at Roberts, and say, "When did that giant get into town?"
Big? Would have been about 2-3 months ago.
Has he caused any trouble?
On the contrary, proper little sweetheart he is.
Rouse is going to be silent for a few seconds and look up, and he is assuming that he has some sort of relationship with Caleb. He's gonna look around and see if he can find him, since he knows Caleb has revolvers. And he probably knows the sound of that gunshot at least a little bit. I hope I have decent perception. That's 7-ish. What's my perception? 6. 13. I can't roll worth a damn tonight, apparently. Which is standard.
Yeah, Caleb, where are you right now?
I just took.
Sorry.
Just trying to make sure I don't
Poor
roll over your
DM's toes.
toe again.
That's final game item, the DM's toe.
The DM's lucky toe.
Don't you mean DM's tome? No.
The lucky DM toe. When you have this item, everything goes your way, but if you lose it, you are on a time limit before you die.
If it was that lucky, I'd still have it.
Ooh.
Anyway, I'll head back to the stool that I was sitting at and finish what's left of my drink. Or my second drink, rather.
Oh yeah, you see good old Caleb sitting down the counter a bit, just finishing the drink. It's still either warm or cold. You're not sure. It still has like a mist rising from it.
I'm just gonna walk up to you. Can I assume you are the one upstairs that fired that shot, Caleb?
You can assume correctly.
Probably. You're good at finding minute details, correct?
Yeah.
It'd probably be smart for us to take a look, see if we can find anything they may have tampered with, in case they spread the plague around to the drinks upstairs.
Fair enough.
He's gonna turn around, head back upstairs, and see if he can find anything. Then we'll use the die. That one's double digit. I don't know what my investigation is.
You find an extra crispy corpse.
Investigation, so that's a 13. Or I guess I could give you advantage if I'm.
Turns out
helping
that was
you,
the man who
since
killed
you'd be
Caleb's
better.
father. We'll never know. Spend the rest of the campaign
That'd
searching
probably
for
be
him.
the smarter option. Give you advantage.
I was just gonna give him a little bit of instant gratification, but nah, they'll just haunt him forever.
And I will never know.
You know what's really funny is that there was a game on Adult Swim like that where you had to go and find the man that shot your father, and it was an entire like open world that you can explore. And here's the kicker: literally any person in that game could have been the guy that killed him,
Oh.
and it was random every time you played.
No, that's too much work for that.
Anyway, so do I need to roll an investigation check as well?
Yes, please.
Sweet.
If I forfeit mine, I can give you advantage. So if you have a high investigation, I'll
That
do
is
that.
literally his thing, I'm pretty sure.
He is
a
literally
sleuth.
Sherlock Holmes with a gun.
So Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, he already rolled
Yeah.
better than me.
All right, 12, and what is the whenever it has proficiency on it?
It's +3. That's,
Okay, so
So
that's
you
right.
just add your
It
That's
price.
would
how we
be
add them.
your modifier plus your proficiency.
Okay, modifier plus proficiency, investigation, so that's 15, 18.
For the most part, you don't see anything too out of place. You see the guns that they brought in still lined up to one wall. The pistol the halfling was wielding now in a pile of ash. For a bunch of half-eaten food. Rawless, as you look at it, you kind of grimace a little bit as you realize probably gonna have to throw all that out. Very wasteful. But for the most part, yeah, it seems not too out of place. Just looks like a normal place where people have been celebrating something.
I'm gonna pick up one of the guns, look over. Can you use any of this ammo?
Well, let's see. Do I have to make yet another invest check?
Yes, please.
Dope.
It was Leaf's 18th birthday they celebrated.
Oh dear. That's a 5, 7. So that's a 10 total?
Well,
Fail to figure out if this is for a smooth bore or a gun that actually has a bore.
Yeah, you left your magnifying glass at home today.
Thankfully, it's not too hard to tell. The guns that the grunts, for lack of a better term, are using seem to be rifles, which a bit different than your usual pistols. Probably couldn't adapt them to your gun. The pistol doesn't seem to be in too bad of a shape. Oddly enough, it's has a bit of melting around the edges, but ammo inside seems intact. If you wanted to salvage it.
Yeah, after giving it the most thorough overlook that I can, I'm gonna go ahead and take it for salvaging later.
All right.
There's
You never have enough material to tinker with.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take those just
Cheers
in
to
case
that.
they ever become useful. In case we ever need them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you start to collect the rifles, get the first one, get the second one. As you grab the third one, you feel another hand grabbing hold of it, and you see the man who had fled from the clinic just staring a bit confusedly. Hey, this one's mine. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, until we figure out what all is up with you guys, I will be confiscating these.
Well, it's my gun, so I kind of need that. It just starts to pull against it.
I'd like to medicine check him.
Yeah, no, this man's infected.
Yeah. Whether he is or isn't, what is my medicine? +3. That's fantastic. 6. Can we count that as a natural 1?
I mean, it was certainly not one for the DM, so
I don't know where it went.
It's under the couch.
Yeah. Yep.
I can't see. I'm wearing
Let's scoot it back
sunglasses
real
inside like a douchebag.
I don't see it anywhere.
Sorry about that, folks. I dropped my dice.
Yep, there it is. Right
Aha.
under, a little bit to your right, Shane.
We seem to have located the dice, folks. I will now roll the dice again, a bit more gently.
Official ruling, out of bounds. Re-roll.
Oh.
Well,
You're gonna want to lower the volume on your cast, folks.
Natural 1. Your dice hate you when I'm playing Rallis.
I'm sorry, folks. I wasn't expecting that. But, yeah, you see, this man is hiding it very poorly. He seems to have the same sort of startled, bloodshot eyes, a bit of tufts around his ears. Notice he's holding one arm behind his back and just very gently pulling with the other. Yeah, I guess give me my gun, please.
You'll see Rallis look over his shoulder at you, very slightly, and then look back. Tell you what, I'll let you have your gun back, but you're going to go see a doctor first.
Okay, I see the doctor. I feel fine. I feel fine.
I'm going to, as
He
much
says
as I
that
hate to
last
say
line
it,
in an
that's,
animalistic growl.
as much as I really hate to say it, that's going to be a persuasion check. Natural 1, okay.
Very in character for Alice.
You shouldn't go see a doctor.
Ha! Natural 20, suckers.
I'm fine with this.
But, yeah, the guy gives a very forceful tug and gets his gun free. No, I'm fine. No doctor, no. I'm going to, I'll leave town now. I'll just leave your little section of town. I'll find a nice little place, settle down. It'll be fine. I'll be
Lay my
fine.
eggs, have a good day. I mean,
As he
you
starts
know.
to go, I'm going to say, sure you will, and I'm going to extend my talon. So, I'm ready to fight.
Must it always
It's
come
too
to
unlike-
violence?
Roll initiative.
That's, my initiative isn't great. That's 4.
24.
Alright, let's do this.
I'm not worried about him getting too far away.
17?
Plus
Yeah.
your...
Plus your dex.
dex.
Not nat 20, I can tell you that much. It's over that, so
What exactly is
that would be
Plus 5.
it? So 22, so it's
Yeah,
still,
22.
you go second.
I won't have that till next level, okay.
Yeah, sorry folks, I'm a little slow in the math. Did you also know that I'm a computer science major? I love programming. I fucking hate math.
That's why you make
Now
the
I can
computer
roll.
do it for you.
Exactly,
Yep.
dude.
But yes, this fellow will be going first. As you watch him getting into a bit of a standoff, Morales, you consider whether or not to intervene, and then see the man pull the other arm out from behind his back, and you see a very large bestial claw with curled fingertips, and it doesn't look very well. It seems very bestial. And he lifts his claw up and takes a swing at you, Morales.
Okay. I should probably check what my thing is. AC. Okay.
He'll see your clawed talons and raise you clawed talons.
Oh, fucker.
That's a natural 20. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, it's too high.
Too high. You're too high. If you think I'm gonna fall for that. Anyway, let's see. So that will be. Maybe 12 damage from this swing of a claw.
Okay. Hey, we have the same health.
And with his second attack, he turns towards you, Caleb, and starts to flip the gun around in his hand, sort of one hand's the musket at you. I'm fine. And he's gonna fire a shot. And I'm guessing that a 9 will not hit.
It's your armor class.
So if it's lower, he's here, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not hitting.
Yeah, and he's still reeling a bit from crawling at your strange metallic friend. So it misses a good bit and hits through the wall. You hear loud swearing from downstairs as Robert just like, come on. You know how hard it is to get wooded in this town?
And then Vane just like, and once again begins to head up the stairs.
Alright, you will enter at the end of next round, or beginning of next round.
So you do have a sneak attack because I'm within 5 feet.
Wow, wait, really?
Yeah, if a party member is within 5 feet of an enemy, you get sneak attack on them.
Oh my god, if I end up one-shotting this dude again, I'm going to laugh. Anyways, yeah, second verse, same as the first. Big bullet, straight to face. That is a 15. A 15. That's to check if it hits, right?
That'll hit.
Yeah, cool.
So
Oh.
2d8, 2d6.
Yeah. Now, is these D8s? Is the C?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Seven. Yeah, it's a 7 plus, what was it again?
For
We
your,
use dex and proficiency bonus.
Right.
We added to your damage.
yeah. And your infusion gives you a +1 to whatever your to hit and to damage is.
Oh, my bad. Did I say 6 before? Did I say 6
You said
before?
7.
Okay, yeah, cool. Just making sure. So that's 7 plus...
Your dex modifier
Yeah, it's a
plus proficiency,
sneak attack if
3, right?
an enemy of your target is within 5 feet of him.
and then +1 for the infusion.
And then after that, you said 2d6?
Yeah, because that's sneak attack. It goes up at, I think, level 5.
Jesus.
That
I don't.
It's 4 or 5. I don't remember which.
Yeah. Which
it's
I don't
been-
know if you're going more artificer or more rogue.
You got a 12.
Oh, no, that's 11.
They're 11, yeah.
These are plus 11.
Folks, please prepare yourselves for sounds of DM anxiety. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so I'm going to go. I'm going to look at this guy, see the very clear hole he just now made in one of my good friend's establishments, and just go, really? I'm right here.
How much damage was that?
That's gonna be 27 damage straight to his face.
Yeah, you see him slightly avert his gaze a bit as he sees the bullet coming, but you do see a pretty healthy blood splatter on the wall behind him.
My mistake, it's 1d6 at level 2. It becomes 2d6 at level 3. It has been a long time since I played a level 2 rogue.
Oh, it's
It's
1d6.
Okay.
It's,
So reduce it by 5 then.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And you get 3 at level 5 for rogue. The last time I played a level 2 rogue, I think, was about 4 years ago. So
Yeah, it's fine.
it's been a bit.
So it's a 22 instead.
slightly less blood.
Yeah, you see him recoil a bit as the bullet hits, and then a good bit of blood splatter hits the wall behind him, and then he slowly turns his head back, and you see a small hole in one cheek, and then a very large burst in the other cheek as his jaw is slightly unhinged. He looks straight towards you and then then opens his mouth in a very guttural roar. Make me a wisdom save.
Is there specific densities for saves? Versus just d20?
It's d20
D20, and that was a 12.
plus whatever your saving modifier is.
That would be 2. So, a
Four-
14.
Unfortunately, not quite good enough.
Yeah, it's very hard to beat out a critical hit, isn't it?
Very.
Maximum damage.
And yes, as the noise hits your eardrums and you start to hold your head, you start to feel unwell, as though something is tangling up your insides, as though just a very uneasy feeling, and you take 9 damage.
Jesus.
On the bright side, you took
9
out his
seconds
reaction.
Which is now your turn, Ralph.
Okay, well, I'm going to immediately manifest my echo to be right in front of him as well. It's right next to me, so we're blocking him off. Because that's a bonus action. And I'm going to make an attack against him with my talon. Natural 20.
You alright?
Okay, that's, what is my, so that will be plus 7. So, there it is. That's nearly max damage, so that's, am I doubling my modifiers as well?
Sure.
Okay, so that's going to be 36 damage.
And as the man is busy roaring at Johnny, you simply swing your talon down and cleanly separate his head from his shoulders. And he has been killed.
My talon's more of a piercing, because it's based off the lance. That's what.
Well, as his mouth opens to roar, you very cleanly stick your talon right up and perforate through his brain, and then retract it as he falls forward with a slump and a small puddle of blood forming around his head.
Okay. I'm kind of sad because I technically get 3 attacks with my echo, which is why I summoned him.
I assume I reach the top of the stairs now.
Yeah, you approach the top of the stairs and just see, that the room has yet again become a bit of a bloodbath, with a freshly bestial corpse right near the wall.
So I'll just sort of walk over and just sort of look it down. So, what the hell is with this?
Some plague victims. would you mind casting a little more fire so we can get rid of that?
Outside, please.
The blood is on your floor. It needs to be destroyed.
Your floor needs to be destroyed. That's what he hears.
The blood needs to be destroyed.
Fine. I still say we should just wipe the wipe the blood off. Who will know? I'll know drama. Also, people will die. People die every day. What's the problem? You know the problem. I'm not having this discussion with you again.
So I'll step back and then once again point at the ground, now at the corpse, and use create bonfire until all the blood burns away, and then release it.
As after you do that, I'm gonna turn to you. Thanks for your help earlier, and well, now, Morales. And he's gonna hold out his hand.
And Vane will just sort of look down and then look back at you. So what exactly is this plague thing?
I'm not entirely sure. Whatever it is, it keeps turning people into these monsters, demons, were creatures, whatever you want to call them.
And the moment you say demon, you see his yellowy eyes sort of light up a bit, and you see him reach into his cloak and pull out another missive. He seemingly has an endless supply of these hidden somewhere within his clothing. And just sort of hands the same missive to you as he did with the guard at the gate. That's just filled with all sorts of talk of his organization and devilry and stuff. And, I don't know, do you want to have him roll to see if he knows about the cult of Terzanon?
Yeah, roll for me.
I would assume Morales wouldn't, but I'll roll.
I mean, you're a traveled.
Oh, that's not bad. That's 21.
21.
So I've probably heard of it.
And do you wish to roll as well, Caleb?
I'm sorry?
Do you wish to roll as well to see if you know about the cult of Terzanon?
Would you like to hear about our Lord and Savior?
About your Lord and Destroyer?
This is a religion thing, isn't it?
I mean, yeah.
All of my intelligence rolls are the exact same. So.
Total of 12?
No.
Yeah, Rawless, you've heard a little bit about that. You've heard a good bit about this. There were always a few of them during your wartime experience. Just always around because demons like to stick around battlefields. Lots of heightened emotions. Lots of leftover corpses to eat. You know these guys are pretty good demon hunters. Meanwhile, dear Caleb, you're thinking Terzanon. Is that some kind of food?
Can you eat marriage?
Also, why did he just hand Rallis this weird horror fanfic?
Morales is going to turn to you. Not those types of demons. But,
Well, I'm here because my group thinks it's possible that the types of monsters we hunt might be possibly responsible for this, but that's why I'm here to figure it out.
who would who's in charge of the town guard? I don't remember.
That would be Ref.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking for information, the best person to talk to would probably be the Ref.
Ref, the guy who didn't kill John's
He's Reverend,
father.
correct? He's Reverend, right?
Yeah.
Reverend Reft. Yeah.
And where is he?
Well, right. It depends. Sometimes he moves around. Today he's probably over by the clinic.
Take me there.
Yeah. I'm going to turn to Caleb. Hey, Caleb, would you mind just checking everything out one more time and I guess meet us over at the clinic if you want?
In case Robert's bar needs any more burning.
Sure thing. After I get something for this fucking headache.
You might want to get checked out as well. How many rifles do I have now, and how much ammo?
You have 3 rifles and about 20 rounds.
3 rifles.
As he's putting that down, I'm just gonna turn to Caleb and say, that thing do something with your head?
I'm amazed you don't remember. I'm amazed you didn't hear that roar. Is that not what woke you?
No, it was the gunshots. It annoyed me while I was trying to sleep.
He hears roars all the time,
Yes, I
especially in
should-
his nightmares.
I should note, Caleb and Rallis and Vane, you did not hear that roar. It was just Caleb.
Oh,
Yeah, but you don't know that yet.
kill me.
In-
Anyway,
In the event that I might use those, what damage do they do?
1d8.
Okay.
Or, no, wait, hold on. Let me double check my notes. I'm sorry, 2d10. I was thinking crossbow rules.
Okay. I might end up using one of them. We'll see.
Anyway,
Yeah, Big is the weakest combat-wise here.
I mean,
Yeah,
that makes sense, though.
Yeah.
I prefer just not to have
I'm
a
utility.
crossbow.
But yeah, I'll just sort of look at Caleb and just be like, normally when things mess with your head, I find 3 shots of scotch with a egg mixed in usually helps a little bit with the headache that usually comes.
1 cockatrice cocktail coming up.
I like you.
You know alcohol.
I know what happens when things try and get inside your head.
I can remove things from your head.
I can remove your head.
It was just like that bitch Sarah used to do.
If you want to know a fun fact, Vane does have an ex-girlfriend.
Was her name? Did her name happen to be Sarah?
No. It's Minara.
Close enough.
She's a monk.
Close enough.
It's the great man.
He's currently dating Lilith.
No, he's done. She was a bitch. He's done. I've literally made all of his actual teammates.
Sweet.
He is not the leader. He's the weakest one.
Anyway,
They are literally like level 9 and 10.
I don't know what in the 9 hells that thing did to me. But man, it was one loud roar.
Believe me, if it was of the 9 hills, you'd be dead. And I just start heading back downstairs now.
I'll follow suit just so I can get that cockatrice drink.
Yeah. Good old Robert passes you the drink. Seeming a bit a bit distraught at all the destruction that has taken place in his place of business today. Meanwhile, Vane and Rallis, you start to head towards the clinic. You see a few guards or just wandering about outside, seemingly patrolling a bit.
I'm gonna flag one down. Just tell him we had 2 outbreaks at the bar, 2nd story. Go make sure everything's clean.
Yeah, you see one of them immediately grab a friend of his and just rush off.
And before they get too far, I'm going to start. Hey, do you know exactly where Reverend is?
I believe he's. I think he's at the home today. Something about watching Homunculus or something.
Okay, thanks. And I will adjust course.
And then I guess I will continue following to find the Reverend.
Oh yeah.
After I down this drink, I'll go ahead and join them too.
Yeah. Yeah. You all eventually make your way to the Reverend. You see him sort of pulling on a leash with one hand to keep the homunculus away from the guns. And with the other hand, he's tossing a ball back and forth with a little blonde-haired girl. Good catch. No. Good catch. I already said no. Supposed to be my day off. Howdy, fellas. What's the word?
Could be better. Had 2 infected in the tavern. They've been dealt with, but we brought a new friend that is looking for something.
Let's see.
Motions of Vane.
A moment, if you don't mind. Like, catches the ball again. Annalise, inside. Like, tosses the ball behind him through a window. Open, thankfully. You do see a few broken windows you do see a few broken windows saying he's missed that throw before, but thankfully, the girl just, like, says, okay, rushes inside. Like, leans forward, puts his head on his hand. You're new around here, ain't you?
I am. In fact, I'm fairly new to Albion itself. Now, once again, pull out another.
Would you read my self-insert fic?
And I'll hand it to him.
Every time you do that, do we hear a printer sound or
Is there like a brrr, and then it spits
a
out?
flash of light that goes up and down your coat?
Perhaps once you see a tiny imp with a typewriter.
A tourist, then. Not
Ignore
so
the
many
ding,
of
it
you
happens.
A tourist, you say. Not too many of you these days.
Not a tourist, a individual looking for signs. We're trying to discover if this plague is one of our problems to deal with.
Well, I'm just gonna say, someone from outside the country came here to look at stuff. Sounds like a tourist to me.
I don't know many tourists that would go into another country to destroy things that the individuals in the country are too moronic to deal with themselves, but...
Famous crusade. But, he just shrugs his shoulders, looks over the paper. Pretty weak stuff, honestly. But what do you need, friend? What do you need to know, friend?
Trying to learn more about this plague. See if it matches anything potentially hellish or fiendish in origin.
Well, what in particular do you need to know?
Have any of these beasts been found drawn to any particular areas, possibly of desecrated sites or former shrines, ritual sites, anything of the sort?
Other way around, alright, if anything. Used to be a few blessings, few holy areas that would keep the infection at bay once they were there, but eventually those magics did die, and they became the epicenters. Now they're drawn there just because more beasts than men there. Old Bleakstone is a good example. Lots of running around the streets there.
No one's come to figure out if this plague is of natural creation or magical.
Well, as far as we can tell, just started one day, and it's very tricky, magically resistant. Tried a few blessings, been trying just about anything we can get our hands on to no avail. Even started affecting the paladins with all sorts of immunities and such.
Well, that certainly sounds a bit more unnatural than one would expect.
Well, it's turning men into monsters. There's a fair amount of unnatural ability is expected.
Well, there's a difference between a monstrosity and devilry. One will wind up with a few village idiots dead, the other winds up with an entire world turned to ash.
Wee bit dramatic, aren't you?
Not once you've seen what I've seen.
And I suppose it ain't a phase either.
I like to think that your character just burst into laughter as well. Just very confusingly.
Well, if you're looking for work or a place to stay while you do your investigations, I suppose this place will be as good as any.
You get the feeling if Vane wasn't, like actually magically gifted and powerful, that he would probably have gotten picked on as a child.
excuse me, according to his backstory,
Mm-hmm.
surely he'd be dead. But yeah, it's Vane just sort of crosses his arms a bit, thanks, and shrugs. Well, getting more intimate knowledge of this plague will help me determine its importance to my group, so I suppose I could assist for a brief moment.
Well, all I can ask, really. Hard to make lasting commitments these days, what with state the world's in, but he just gives a very big smile. Bleakstone's happy to have anyone who's happy to have Bleakstone.
And then Vane just sort of asked, by the way, I think they said you are a reverend? I forget, what's the god here in Albion? I forget.
That'll be the ever wonderful Krishna the Only.
Your Krishna hasn't deigned to aid you in any truly helpful way?
Well, he's been listening to our prayers, but a god can only do so much. Must be in the hands of men to handle out for God's will.
Well, as of now, it falls into the hands of the ones who serve the Devil Lord himself. Apologies for the brief moments of silence. We're trying to
Maintain straight faces.
as we cringe from the absolute edge.
I can cut it out.
Well, I suppose so.
It's my character. I'm sticking to it.
Trust me, I've had worse.
I'm trying not to get cut listening to the edge, man.
At least it's on purpose.
Yeah. At least it's self-aware edge.
But, have you a place to stay, lad?
At the moment, no.
Well. He, gestures behind him. Got a spare room up front. If you seem like a handy enough sort to, well, someone important, someone who can hold their own, deserves a bit better than a burnt down room at a tavern. A lot of fires there, honestly. It's a bit of a problem.
Well, seeing as I caused both of those today, I don't think it really much matters.
Trust me, it's, yeah, we've borderline rebuilt that thing about 5 times. I swear, the man's gonna have a heart attack one of these days. Or maybe 2. I don't know how it works quite. If, you know.
You know what? While we're here, Rallis, my shop is quite literally right next to this man's home. Why don't you bring the guns in and we can have a good look at them?
Okay. Just be right there. Reverend. Alice is going to reach into his cloak and just pull out an envelope. Here's what we have for projections for the next few months. If things don't change soon, then the only way forward might be having to try and annex Mossflower.
Well, that'll be a trial and a half. Real tricky once they dig themselves in, but I'll look over it, make sure it gets to the boss.
Okay. Let's go, Caleb.
Come along, Fibblethip.
Thank God.
Thank Krishna.
No.
I know what I said. Krishna has no place here.
I guess since I'm gonna be investigating these guns, we might as well go ahead and do a scene where we just walk into the place and get set up into the workshop. So, Rallis, you said you had 3 guns on you?
3 rifles. I'm gonna place them all on the counter in front of you. I might keep one of these just in case it becomes handy later. So if we can make the best we can out of these 3, that'd probably be smart.
Swank, let's get to work.
Oh, and
Bringing Swank to old world.
if you wouldn't mind giving me a rundown how they work. I'm not used to this type of weaponry.
Oh yeah, sure thing. First things first, we need to disassemble the things. I can show you generally how they work. I'll place one of the guns on a in between a couple of clamps. just for observation purposes, and I'll have another one of the rifles on top of the actual on top of another workbench and I'll take the time to disassemble it. Also, at this point, I'll go ahead and make I'll do some investigating on it to see, what kind of weapons we're looking at here. So let's see here.
They are indeed guns. They may or may not fire bullets.
I'm
I believe
helping
there's
you.
some powder.
I'll give you the aid action, so you'll make that with advantage, assuming it's trash.
It was a 4.
Not even with my proficiencies do I think that was going to get anywhere. Oh, thank you. Yes.
Thank Krishna.
That's 19 plus your whatever. Your investigation, I'm assuming.
You figure out they're all Mossbergs.
Anyways, let's see. So, well, here's about. Okay, so for actual question, DM, give me a rough idea on what the firearms are like. Like, what era do you think we'd be equating this to?
I mean, I just figure it's like just muskets, like packing in powder and musket holes.
Oh yeah, it's basically just like matchlocks and such.
Matchlocks, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if we were working with percussion cap guns or not.
No.
Because if one of my pistols is a revolver, that would have to be percussion capped.
But yours is also like ultra advanced for the time.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, we'll
it's
go
like
ahead. Yours is a
artificer
special.
shit.
Yours is a special.
Okay,
made.
so mine's a special case, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because you're from the artificers and stuff.
Yeah, your dad built those guns. Ahead of his time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I've never had to actually like pretend I know that much about guns before in my life. I love guns, by
Just
the way.
pretend like you know about cars.
Big in gun nut right here, but
Remember, there's always the old favorite of cut to black and then return.
Yeah, and then my character explains thoroughly how those guns work.
Wow, I now perfectly understand how guns work.
all right. Well, first I'm actually going to show him I'm actually going to demonstrate the firing mechanism. This is a matchlock, and essentially what that means. What you're looking at right here is a high caliber rifle, meaning that the ammunition that's used, well, it's big. And then we're going to take a moment to actually disassemble the gun, removing the actual firing mechanism and getting the barrel off of the actual stock of the gun. Let me make sure this thing's all nice and clean here. All right, cool. Take a look down this.
Okay.
Let me get a lantern here so you can see up it.
I have dark vision.
Oh, you can? Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's all the homebrew stuff. I have some semblance of dark vision. I don't remember how big it is. I think it's like 30 feet.
Of all
30
the
or
times
60.
for us to finally pull out the, excuse me, I have dark vision, it's while fixing a fucking gun.
Actually, come to think on it, would this be... No, Monet balls weren't made until, practically just before the Civil War, wasn't it?
I mean,
You know what, how about we just do this cut to black shit?
Yes, as you cut to black, you explain thoroughly the inner mechanisms of the black powder guns and their various uses and disadvantages to Rallis.
Including probably 30 minutes, too much detail.
Meanwhile, Rallis, as someone who comes from practically a Roman-era people, you're just very morbidly curious about everything that's going on here, since this is leagues and bounds ahead of most things the Dragonborn have developed.
Also, would Vane be here?
Really?
Or did he...
Listen.
This is his world.
you say that to the cyborg.
Listen.
You'll see, actually, you're closer to a golem, but...
Oh yes, and of course, we can't forget the crucial detail of, as I'm sitting here explaining a whole bunch of shit, and I have to keep asking Fibblethip for different tools. I just thought that might be fun.
Just validate his existence.
Also, would Vane be here for this? just sort of stuck here while you all are yammering on?
Just asleep,
I
standing
doubt
up.
it. We went off on our own when
I
after
mean, you all
Reverend.
just went like next door.
I mean, you can go. You can come with us if you want.
I mean, I guess I'm following you because I mean, we still have nothing to do at the moment. So I'm just sitting there, and it's like every time you start talking, could just use magic.
We could, but unfortunately that takes time and practice and training. These, on the other hand, are extremely simple.
Well, I can point you to someone who could make it a lot easier for you to learn it.
Fucking Mormons.
Oh yes, oh yes, of course. Let me just go ahead and initialize myself into your religion.
It's not a religion, at least not the half that I'm a part of. It's a business deal.
Anywho, whenever you want to actually take care of this thing, that's all the inner work. That's what you have to basically work with these things. Of course, if you're just a soldier that were given these things, all you have to know is powder, ball, ram, shoot.
Fair enough.
It's amazing. We used to use, but it's amazing how we ever used bows and arrows for as long as we did.
The most advanced weaponry I got back home was this, and I'll hold up a light crossbow is what I have.
Well, crossbows are still good, I suppose. You don't need much training with them.
Yeah. They're also a lot more silent, which can be handy.
Well, naturally. Although the threat of a really loud bang definitely has its perks.
So,
And Vane just mumbles himself, I could make a big bang if I wanted. Just complaining the whole time.
Can we go now? I'm bored.
So, while you're discussing this,
I do want to ask one more thing out of Caleb. Do you think there's any chance you could build one of these more into my armor so that I wouldn't have to carry this around as much if I gave you some time?
And that's when my character just immediately pauses for a second. Into your armor, you say?
You would know about him being the way he is. So, yes.
Meanwhile, Vane is looking at you like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Caleb is going to then immediately whip around and basically look Rawless up from down. Yeah. Yes, as a matter of fact, I think I could.
And now we can get to bed because I feel bad that Neon hasn't been playing.
yes. So, dear Big, as you finish up your analysis of the other two bandits in your care, you thankfully find no signs of plague.
So, like, swishing some blood around in a vial or something. Yeah, it looks like you guys are okay. Yeah. Probably should figure out where the third guy ran off to, though. Yeah, he didn't look so good.
Yeah, you see the other two. One of them is just like sitting there, kind of sulking. The other one is just like on the verge of passing out just from seeing his own blood swished around in front of him. But yeah, thankfully, no signs of plague, no early symptoms or anything.
You guys are lucky if the other guy got it. You all were very close to whatever was spreading this. If you could actually, on a map or something, show us where it is. We might need to have some of the guards look into this place and make sure if it's too close to Bleakstone.
Yeah, sure. Can you, pulls out a very crudely drawn map and let's see, yeah, I think it was somewhere in this area here, and you see him gesturing to what seems to be a map of all of Albion, and he's gestured to the area of Bleakstone on a map.
Anyway,
It's like in that general spot right there.
I would assume
Maybe a little bit to the left.
I'm do we have a better map?
Yeah, you see Stumbles just surrounded by idiots. Here you are.
Yeah, yes. Here, so try the if this is Bleakstone. About where would this? You said farmhouse be?
Oh yeah, that'd be the right up here. He, like, gestures towards a spot sort of on the border with the Druids' territory. That seems to be you've seen it before. It's called the Hunting Farm. It has a lot of grains and tomatoes.
Let's see. How do you
Hunning,
Ah.
Honning.
All right. Would I know if is that like a place we get supplies from, or?
Yeah, it's actually one of the more successful ventures.
Yeah, the guards will definitely need to know about this. For better or worse, it may be beneficial to us that you all stumbled into this place.
Well, just happy to help.
You all are good to go now. If you can find your friend, though, send him this way.
I'll be sure to. As he says that, you see a guard outside dragging 2 very full bags of ashes down the streets, and he looks out oh.
I think we found your friend.
Those could be anyone's ashes.
You may want to inform their families. I'm gonna go inform the guard. There might be an issue. And yeah, with that, I guess I'll head out into the tent. So what's the general layout from where I am?
The what?
Like the general layout of Bleakstone, like from where I am. How would I get to somewhere the guards or whoever would need to know this would be?
There would be the town hall. It's a few streets away. Just usually where various guards are hanging out, waiting for crime to be reported.
Yeah, I guess I'll head that way.
Yeah, you head there and you see good old Johnny just finally laying down on a bench. It's finally his break. He finally gets to nap. He's just like...
Soren's gonna cut you.
I guess this is when I'll lean my face over just really, really close and just... Hey, how you doing?
The heck, man?
I had some information I thought might be relevant for the guards to have. You got a minute?
Yeah, just cut that out.
Yeah,
What?
please.
Why did
for
you have to name
his
this fucker
sanity.
Johnny?
Listen, I was put on the spot, and Johnny is my go-to name for NPCs.
Maybe just shorten
It's a
it
very
to John.
generic name.
Okay, we'll go with John. Yeah, but yeah, you speak to John, and he just like... He sits up. What about it?
Yeah, so, can't say entirely where the information's from. Gotta protect identities, but I have a very strong reason to believe that the Hunting Farm may have contracted the plague.
Ah, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much that'll impact rations, but I know it's a bit of an issue, so figure it might be worth sending a couple scouts or someone out there to check on it.
Yeah, should probably get on that. Scratches the back of his head. I know. I walks over to sort of a messenger post where there's a few pigeons sitting there just idly waiting. Check out Hunting Farm. Check out Hunting Farm. I know, yeah. He ties it around the ankle of one of the pigeons and says, "Alright, who's someone who's not busy right now? Rallis, go." And then the bird flies off and he walks back. Now, is there anything else?
No, that was it. Just,
Okay, well, I get 30 minutes of sleep time a day, so you can fuck off. And he lays back down.
I'm on it. I just head back to the, I guess the medical tent. I don't know.
This poor dude just wants to snooze, man.
30 minutes a day to sleep. That's that's brutal.
I'm amazed he hasn't gone as feral as the infected. I sure as fuck would.
Ah, yeah.
Maybe he's like a monk or something. I think eventually they don't need sleep.
But, yeah, you, kind of see the rest of you see the bird, like, flutter down near the blacksmith, the, good old Caleb's shop. Just sort of, like, flutters by, lands on Ralph's shoulder.
Carrier pigeon. Let's see what you have here. Okay. Looks like I got an order, so he's gonna go to look down and go, oh, right. Hey, you have mending, right?
Yeah.
You mind fixing this real quick?
Oh, yes, of course. So, of course,
Yeah.
cast mending. Also, so am I already currently working on putting guns in this dude's armor, or?
I would assume that's like a several week.
Yeah, that's going to be
process.
over time.
Okay,
I say right now you're just like looking over the schematics and stuff of his body. You'd be like, how the fuck do I fit a 5-foot-long musket into him?
Also, do I heal from mending? Because
Yeah.
not because you. How much would he have?
Yeah,
to
Johnny had an idea.
Because I assume he's the one rolling.
Or, sorry. Yeah, Caleb had an idea.
I would think mending is just like something like cure wounds equivalent or
Yeah.
something.
What, so like 2d6 or something?
It'd be a D8 plus his spellcasting modifier at that point.
hang on. I just have to say this. Caleb's just internal mind monologue or something like that, or like his thoughts, where he's just looking at how in God's forsaken earth is he supposed to put these guns on this dude's armor. He's like, it'd probably just be just as easy to sling these things onto his fucking shoulders and then give him some handles to... Son of a bitch. Anyways, what do I need to do?
D8 plus your spellcasting modifier to heal me.
Dope.
And to fix my cloak.
D8. What is my spellcasting modifier?
Intelligence.
Int
It would be
modifier?
intelligence plus your proficiency.
Proficiency, so-
Int plus... Okay. Oh, I thought that said a 1. Christ alive. Alright, so that's, kill me.
7 plus 3 is 10, so 13.
13, yeah.
13, I'm back up to full.
Think all this cream soda is getting to me.
I'm gonna turn to Vane. I gotta go check out a place that might be infected. You wanna come with it? Look it out?
Fine, I'll see what these things are like in the wild.
Caleb, you wanna join us? See if you can find anything?
Well, do we get to investigate something? Do we get to ask people questions? I am currently looking for somebody.
Possibly. I don't know if anyone's going to be alive out there, but we're heading out to Hawking's farm.
All right, sure. Fibblethip. We're gonna be closing up shop for tonight. Go rest. You earned it.
Oh yeah, you all start to file out, and you see Ref like sitting on the porch again. Heading back out already?
I'm hold up the note. Got a place to go investigate.
Yeah. Might I offer a piece of advice to you? Them druids, real territorial. Might help if you had one with you, you know? Might make them think you're more friendly.
That could help, I guess.
Yeah, I think we got a new one in town. Works at the clinic. Might be worth getting a try.
Reverend knows about Rallis. 100%.
He's not saying anything about that, though.
Sir, are you saying
Ref
we
is a
don't
troll.
Sir, are you saying we don't look friendly enough? You know what?
None of you look friendly at all.
You know what, Reverend? Don't answer that.
I'm a big fuzzy
I wasn't
sweetheart.
planning to because I'm nice, friend.
Hey, there's a druid at the hospital. You should go recruit him. Meanwhile, Reverend's plan to get Big assassinated is underway.
I've just been over here like, wait, they're about to leave again, and I'm gonna be like left out for like another hour. Like, how do I insert myself into this naturally?
Hey, you. I'm coming with you. I'm now an essential NPC.
I half assumed that you would just go, I'm gonna go check out this place anyway.
Yeah, that was
Just-
my thought. Maybe,
Like, we wouldn't meet up with you there.
But I mean, that would be a bit weird for the guy working in the tent. Be like, you know what? Fuck the guards. I'm gonna go here
yeah, the guards can heal
by
themselves.
myself.
You know what? I know I'm a doctor, but I'm qualified to take life.
I take
If
my
I-
Hippocratic oath very hypocritically.
If I'm good enough,
That's why I took the Hippocratic oath.
if they can trust me to save a life, they can trust me to end one.
I mean, I've saved at least, 4 lives in the last week, totally, so, I can take at least 4, and that evens out.
You just keep like an abacus underneath your clothes that you move around and keep track of who you've killed and saved. Be like, at the end of every day, it's like, I did good. The abacus is even.
Yep. Perfectly even, as all things should be.
Well, if we're heading into a place that's just filled with druids, then we're probably where our druid stands. There's going to be a lot more threats than him. What about that? Big fella?
Yeah, there you go.
Or I was gonna turn the giant.
Yes.
He says in his gravelly man voice.
Boy.
Fucker, I think I'm the oldest one here.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I meant you.
Vane,
Giant.
Anyway, you
Ralph.
repeat that. No, repeat.
The giant.
Yes, him. Doctor. No.
that
Working
could
on
work. He might be able to tell me a bit more of the exact symptoms. Come, and I start walking off, even though I have no idea where the medical tents are.
Like, where does it look
I
like?
just imagine Gale, it's that way.
I
180.
180, start walking.
Just trying to play off, look cool.
That won't tell.
Just like
I'm
a-
the Zorro of this campaign.
Just like a big billowing of the cloak and start going the other way.
I was gonna just reach up, grab the hood of his cloak, and pull it down more. I don't trust giants.
And I'll just sort of shout back, well, no one really cares.
Well, unfortunately, you'll have to trust this one.
He'll walk with you guys. This is his
Contemplating.
mission.
Yeah, contemplating. Do I murder him when I get there, or do I wait a couple hours?
Do I wait until we're outside the gates, or
Does he maybe fall off a cliff tragically?
Do I do the Skyrim thing and crouch in a room until no one notices me and then shoot him straight between the eyes?
How do I want to flavor this murder? I mean, justice.
so if I use that, there's a chance the mysterious stranger will show up.
And then it's technically out of my hands. I only wounded him. That maniac finished him off.
That would be Caleb in this campaign, though, wouldn't it? Like the closest
Also-
approximation.
Brown down.
Also, you touch that giant, you can forget that order.
Ooh.
Fair.
We've already got enough problems as it is. We need the doctors.
How to rein in any American. Friend to take away his guns.
I turn and look at you. If he steps out of line, he's dead.
I can't foresee that happening, in all honesty, but fair enough.
With all due respect, it seems like he's more useful than you are.
Let's just move.
Let the dick measuring commence.
Yeah, I mean, that's how this is going. Hey, so maybe there'll be somebody he hates more than Big by the end of this campaign.
Oh, I guarantee he's gonna hate Vane as a person.
But just not, well, you know.
So you all start to make your way to the medical tents. And now, Big, you are just, you're being a good boy. You're just inside, tending to various patients, minor cuts and scrapes and whatnot.
There you go. No more running with the sword, and probably shouldn't have any issues. Come back in a couple days to get those stitches removed.
And I'll just sort of...
Don't tell me what to do. And then the man runs out with a sword, waving
you're
too wildly around.
you're just incorrigible.
And then he runs directly into Vane, who is also bursting straight into the tent without looking.
You see the sword pass through him, but it does no damage.
But yes,
Actually, he runs into Vane and then explodes into fire.
As the sword touches his skin, it melts, and the man seemingly melts into it.
You laugh, but I have Hellish Rebuke.
Well, yeah, you're a warlock.
It's the flavor spell that fits your character's theme.
Just
Hellish
wait till I
Rebuke
reach
is the
level
best
20
spell
and
in the
hurl through
game.
hell.
Hellish Rebuke, 9 rings of hell.
So anyway, yes, you all enter the clinic.
You, big one, you're coming with us.
I assume me. Yeah. Okay. Where are we going?
We're going to a farm.
Awnings Farm.
A nice, safe farm upstairs, upstate, with lots of room to run around. And
Plenty of sheep to chase.
Just think of the bunnies, George.
Oh
Think of the
God!
bunnies.
I won't go that easily.
you'll never take me alive.
Yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, Rallis,
was
that's
never
the
the
plan. Yeah.
Tell me about the rabbits again, lady.
Oh god.
It was soft.
Anyway, yes, I'm going with this Rallis fellow to check it out to see if I can observe this plague more in action.
Oh, so that's who John sent the. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought that was his name. I don't know if I've met him.
Here's a question. Has anyone warned Big about Rallis?
It don't look like it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
He's been waiting the whole session for this. Like, give him this.
It's more of Rallis isn't an idiot, and he would pick the best time to.
Yeah, to murder me.
Yeah.
Don't make me use cause fear on you.
Let's see. I guess let me check with Stumbles if it's okay if I go. Yeah, this might be a good chance to gather some samples. I have reason to believe there will be a lot of samples to gather. Give me one moment. I guess I'll go like to the back or wherever. Stumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out for a couple days. They want me to go to Haunting's farm.
Ah. Well, you have fun. He just very casually waves a bloody saw in your general direction, then goes back to work. Now remember to bite down real hard, friend.
Just a tear to Big's eye. It's beautiful seeing a professional at work. I'll gather up some beakers and vials and various things and just get a pack and I guess I'll head up. I think I've got everything I'll need.
If you're needing body samples from these things, I'll refrain from using flames next time.
Yeah, it's for most of the body that's fine, but I just a couple samples, various stages.
I'll just use holy light instead.
Oh, are you a man of God or?
No, I follow no god.
I wasn't familiar with one that would fit someone of your archetype.
I work for the devil known as Turzanon.
Oh. So I met a demon worshipper.
Devil, not demon. There's a difference.
Oh, sorry, sir. Okay. Devil. He pulls out like a pad and paper. Okay. So Turzanon, what is this Turzanon? What's their domain exactly?
He's the dark devil. He represents the opposite of the sun.
Krishna, then, I think, or is that the sun one?
I believe Krishna is the sun, yes. Krishna's the god of the sun, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And so you said you work for this one, not strictly a worshiper. So you're like a cleric or a paladin.
No, I'm what some consider a warlock. It's like a business deal. I do some things he wants. He gives me the ability to do it, as well as continue with anything I might endeavor to do.
So humor me here. If Krishna is light and we'll say good and growth, and this Turzanon is the opposite, and you work with Turzanon, are you against growth and life and such?
Not necessarily. He's not so much the opposite as merely the dark side.
Okay.
He is the embodiment of absolute law through any means necessary.
Oh, okay. So it's structure, order, such. Okay, so...
Of course, there's also the other half. I work with the Hunter and his clan's guard, who are the ones who hold real, actual power through him, and then there's those moronic cultists who do more of that typical devil worship. They're mostly a bunch of morons who do the whole stereotypical sacrifice and things. We don't deal much with them unless we need the random manpower every once in a while.
Oh, okay. So you do work with the sacrifice life individuals, just not on a regular basis.
Not our side, just the cultists. We prefer to actually just get the job done.
Okay, and what? I don't know what everyone else is doing at this point. I don't know if we're walking while talking about this or what's going on.
I guess we would just start walking towards the gate.
I mean,
Well,
I
we haven't been
absolutely would
proud
not have.
yet.
I absolutely would not have gone inside. If I saw you go in, I would not have gone inside.
Okay.
And that means he can't walk in, stab big, and then walk out. He's something happened to him.
Raul is not looking forward to going on this adventure with a giant.
Yes. If you have questions, we should begin moving towards the farm, and we can talk while on the move.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just slip past the gate and all that. And, okay, so strictly speaking, if working with those individuals, you'd say those are less than ideal of society. Would you? I don't know. Would you consider like saving and stopping the plague? I don't see how that aligns with all of that behavior.
Well, at the moment, we're just trying to determine whether or not the plague actually is an issue for us. We don't care much if it's an actual natural occurring plague. If it is, then I'll leave and we'll just leave this place to its fate. But if it does turn out to have some sort of fiendish influence, then it will be our problem.
Actually, you see, from the few samples we have gathered, it's curious. It's not an entirely natural. It's got natural root in it. It is a sickness, so to speak. But there's other influence happening on it. I'm not sure entirely where it's coming from.
We'll discover that on the farm, maybe.
And then I don't. Other people can talk now. I don't know.
Yeah, so
All the time.
we will now walk outside of the tent to meet Rallis.
Honestly, Raul very much would give you a look that, well, his face doesn't ever change, but he would look at you. I don't know. I guess you can try and incite or not. I don't really care. But after giving Big a look, he would turn to Vane and say, "Come on, let's go. It's this way." And I assume northwest-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's immediately going to turn northwest and just start moving. And I guess you'd be the only one likely to pick up on this because you kind of know Rallis. You will notice that his right hand is vibrating slightly.
I'll have to raise an eyebrow at that and ask what the fuck.
You're welcome to incite me. I know my deception is terrible, but
And that's literally the best thing for Caleb.
Holy shit, that's my expertise.
Yeah.
Both proficiency and expertise. How about that?
Krishna's shit.
That's an 11. Plus
yeah, you beat me. I rolled a 6.
Okay, yeah.
So, you know about Rallis's past. He fought a war against a lot of giants, a lot that tried to impede on his home. So, the fact that he hasn't already threatened to get to this giant kin is showing him more restraint than you think he'd probably have. So he's clearly not happy, and he very much is still a soldier.
I'm going to place a hand on his I almost said soldier, LMAO.
You place a hand on his little soldier.
Well, yes, I am soldier.
Very observant. He's a soldier, all right.
Let me insult
First
you.
class, please.
Anyway, I'll place a hand on his shoulder, and right now we're all together, right?
Yeah.
At this
Yeah.
farm.
Well,
We're heading that way.
We're just standing outside the tent right now. Rounds as being a racist.
How about I make a suggestion here? Once we get there, we could probably cover more ground if we split up.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
Sure.
Me and Valis will take one area of the farmstead. You two can go to another.
Fine.
Yeah.
So we'll start heading towards the farm.
Yeah, you head out the gates and out amidst the ruins, sort of the no man's land around town, and start making your way towards the Hunting Farm. The sun starts to set as it's been a bit of a long day, but thankfully no beasts seem to bother you along the way. There's no more bandits, nothing too out of place. Eventually you do come up across a very ramshackle-looking farmhouse. It seems to be have a bit of a barn, sort of built into what was once some kind of general store, with a little wooden hut, sort of at the edge of the woods, made out of with a lot of tree stumps surrounding it, and a nice little field of grains and tomatoes and various other vegetables out there.
So, Rallis, you're with the guard. How much of our stock comes from this place? Do you know how big an impact this will have? My character don't know you don't like him.
Yeah, that's a thing. He very much. I assume your character's a little aloof.
Yeah, just kind of casual guy.
Like during the walk, you've probably noticed that Rallis keeps looking over his shoulder directly at you. Like, not for very long, ever. Just kind of a glance, and then he goes back to walking or looking around to see if we're being watched.
Yeah, just the soldier being on guard and vigilant.
But very much he just turns towards you. And can you repeat your question?
Yeah. Do you know how much of an impact this will have if this place is destroyed or not manned anymore? How much of our food comes from here?
Enough. Like, based off his tone, it is very hostile.
Yeah.
He's immediately just going to turn and walk away from you and start heading inside the barn.
Any farmstead that's in danger is a danger to the rest of us. So we really need to get some information out of this place.
And I will say that he's going to manifest an echo and keep it about 30 feet in front of him as they walk to the barn, just in case. He knows that there was an infection here, so
Yeah.
he's going to have that head inside the barn first, because I assume it's at least visually, slightly illuminated. Not sure, I didn't really, I don't think it says in the subclass stuff.
But you start to head towards the farm. As you walk amidst the field, you see the doors propped open a bit, with a slain man laying between it and the door, with his head sort of crushed between the door and a door frame as though it was slammed there repeatedly.
Do we all see that, or just him?
Well, depends. Did you guys want to go towards the farm together, or was one person towards the house, one towards?
Yeah, I think we were supposed to split up.
Yeah, I think Caleb, you follow Rallis. Me and the big will go towards the house.
Was the plan.
Yeah. I assume that you were following me.
Yeah, if they're going to the house, I guess we'll go to the barn then. Yeah.
No, they're going to the barn.
Then we'll go to the house. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, that's what Big and excuse me, what Big and our demon-y friend see.
Vane.
Yes, sorry.
Oh, we see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess are you in front or me?
assume we're just going at the same time.
Okay. Well, it'd be hard to enter the door at the same time.
Well, we just come up to the door.
That depends. How much are you willing to use him as a meat shield?
Yeah, I mean,
Vane doesn't really care.
So
he's
you
just like whatever.
okay, well, either way, we see the body before we're in the door, so I guess we'll just, Biggle, observe. Can I check and see if there's any sign of infection on it?
Sure, go ahead.
Do a medical check.
One of the, I don't know why I was really expecting Timmy to just go, no.
I kind of was too, the way he was looking at me. He's like, oh, you wanna investigate that, do you? That'd be a shame.
No. Is there anything else I can deny you today?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want agency? So I think not.
Okay, so for medicine, that would be a 14.
Yeah, you lean down very carefully and just sort of observe the body. From what you can tell, very early stages, like you see a little scratch on the back of his neck, and you see the red lines on his eyes, but no real transformation has taken place yet.
Yeah, he was killed before it could advance too far.
Mhm.
We have a couple samples of early stage, but I'll go ahead and take it. I'll fill one vial up.
Well, wouldn't that mean he was killed by someone else before they knew he was infected?
Yeah, I mean, cause of death is obviously blunt force trauma, but I'm curious if it was a beast that did it or who else was infected.
Do these beasts have a tendency to kill ones that have already been infected?
From what we've seen, it's normally standard passersby or beast go. It might have been a family member or something saw he was beginning to turn. Anyway,
I'll just open up the door and then head inside while he keeps checking the body and taking samples or whatever.
Yeah. Brief pause there. So, good old Caleb and Rallis, as you approach the bar and you hear a faint creaking from within the farm, as well as the bleating of a few small goats. Thank you.
So I assume there's multiple floors in this barn.
Yeah, there's it was like a general store that they converted, so there's like a bunch of stalls that are like turned into like makeshift animal stalls and things like that.
Just a singular creaking?
Singular, very faint creaking.
Can we determine where it came from, specifically?
It seems to be coming from upstairs.
One creak and multiple creatures up there.
Going to how high up is the second floor? The second story. How high off the ground is it?
Oh, it's like a whole separate floor. Like there's stairs leading up to it.
It's about how high up is the floor? Because I can place my echo anywhere within 15 feet of me. So
gotcha.
if I can put it up there, I can swap with it, get a good look, and then swap back.
Yeah, it's about 15 feet walls.
Okay.
About 15 feet height from the floor of the first floor to the floor of the second floor.
Is there a good area like some hay bales or something on the second floor that's could act as a wall that I could place it, swap, and be somewhat covered?
I mean, you can't see it.
I guess depending on the barn.
Because he said it was a converted store, so it's like a literal house turned into a barn.
True.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It's not like a traditional barn where it's like the second floor is just a little alcove.
That's fair.
Meanwhile, of course, get my guns out and ready.
Get my guns.
Get my guns. Ernest, get my gun.
So, something's upstairs, and you want to go investigate that? You want to stay hidden, or go in ready for a fight?
Keep me hidden.
Okay. Then I'm gonna stay down here. If you get seen, I guess I'll know, and I'll investigate whatever I can find down here.
Alright, we're going to very, very carefully start going up these stairs, realizing, of course, that there could be a very big chance that one of these boards are going to creak.
Roll me a stealth check.
And I will roll my investigation check. That's not bad. That's a 10.
Oh yeah, and Johnny, don't forget you have advantage on stealth checks because of your artifice armor thing.
Well, technically that landed on a 20.
Take
I'll
it.
accept it.
Yes! Net 20, motherfucker! Yes!
Ah, yeah.
I'm sorry, go on.
Yeah, real quick. So, what'd you roll?
10. Fairly
10?
average.
Yeah, there's not a ton down there, just a lot of soil sort of shoveled onto the tiles, a few goats sort of behind what would have been the counter of the store, just seeming very skinny and a bit dehydrated, but still alive. And yeah, a few incidents, a few like seems almost like someone went in and caused a bit of a ruckus, not really to scare anyone, almost like teenagers who same vibes as like a teenager who like smashes a mailbox driving by. Just random little chaos, bunch of broken supplies and stuff.
Couple tipped goats.
Yeah, one goat stuck on its side, a barrel of grain just sort of kicked over.
So, nothing really super important.
Nothing really, no.
Can I medicine check the goats, just see if there's any infection signs?
Sure, go ahead.
And now for my natural one. 11 plus 3, so 14.
Goats are clean.
Okay.
I like a nice clean goat.
I guess at that point he'd be upstairs and I'd be starting to make my way back to the bottom of the stairs.
But yes, as you very expertly stealth your way up the stairs, making nary a sound, you hear the source of the creaking just around the corner, shining through a faint swaying light through the doorway. What do you want to do?
Okay, so there's a doorway right there. There was yet another creaking, and there's a lantern in that doorway.
Sort of. You see light shining through the door, but you also see shadow moving back and forth.
Okay, let's see if we can't determine like a general shape of this shadow while we're still hidden. At this point, I also realize, and I really, really should have done this the first time, but considering how many of these stupidly minute details my character is able to find, there's no way this guy doesn't have OCD.
Oh, yeah.
There is
Probably.
not an ounce of chance he doesn't. Well, it landed like this, so that's a 9, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just trying to check because of the... Okay.
Hmm.
So, let's see. Investigation. Plus 3, so 12, plus 3, so 15 total.
Yeah. With that, you can tell that it doesn't seem to be a bestial form. It seems very humanoid, and oddly enough, it seems as though whatever is casting a shadow is elevated or something. Almost levitating.
Alright, then while I'm still hidden, what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully take out one of the bullets that's in the chambers of my revolvers and just toss it into that room. Is that, can I get it into the room, or is the door
yeah.
like closed? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you could
Don't you
like
also
throw it
have
around
money?
the corner.
Huh?
Don't you also have money?
I didn't know,
Wait,
actually.
what'd you do?
Yeah, we all would start with some form of money.
How much did we start with? I don't think I ever got told that.
Rogue was 44 times 10, I believe.
You want to just go on an average and say 20?
do what you want.
Cool.
I mean,
so it's,
Your backstory
Well,
might
store.
also give you more.
Yeah, he started as artificer as his first level, and that's what coinage is based on.
So you tossed a glowing object into there? Or what did you do?
He tossed a bullet.
Yeah.
because I didn't realize I also had coinage.
Yeah.
Thank you for the reminder.
And if you're a shopkeep, I think you start with more money as well. But I'm not entirely sure.
I mean, pick up a rock, make it glow, and toss it.
5d4 times 10 gold. Well, no, that's to buy your own equipment. Let me see. I think it's under backstory.
We can definitely figure this out later.
Yeah.
Let's just say you throw a
You
gold
toss
coin
a
in.
single copper into the room.
I'll
Yeah.
keep looking. You all just keep doing your thing.
Anyway, yeah, so I'll daintily toss a coin into the room to see what happens.
No response.
Alright. In that case, we'll slowly make our way into the room. Alright, so we'll creep along into the room, or towards the room, take cover behind the, I guess like a wall that creates the doorway.
Uh-huh.
Is this door fully opened or like half opened or something?
It's fully opened.
Okay, in that case, I'll then immediately whip around the room and then point my guns towards whatever the object might be casting the shadow.
You are roguing perfectly, though.
You see a woman with very short dark hair suspended from one of the banisters with her neck broken, having been hanged.
I called it.
Yes.
I called it. Since he said levitating, I've been like miming a hanged man.
I mean, when he said swinging, I just assumed.
I didn't hear swinging.
You then immediately hear a creaking sound as Rallis makes it to the bottom step.
I'll shake my head, and I guess tip off one of my guns towards her out of respect for the dead. Free up my left hand by sheathing that gun, and then with an insight check, I'll look over the body and the rope, everything very carefully to see if there might be anything out of the ordinary, aside from the fact that this bitch is hanging from the banister.
Respect for the dead, this bitch.
She's the one that wasn't infected.
She smashed her husband's head into the door when he got infected, then went and hung herself.
So a total of 10.
But let's
She
not
do
forget
be
the
hanging,
children.
You gotta think of the children.
The children are still in the house. Quick, get away from the bed.
Now, if you cast it at a higher level, can you make a bonfire, 50 by 50 cube for the house?
I mean, it can ignite flammable things if I put them inside the 5-foot cube.
No, we'll keep the children in mind.
Oddly enough, you notice that the rope is positioned oddly. It's not really like the part leading up to the banister isn't behind her neck, like someone who had slid it on. It's more of under her chin and forcing her head up.
Alright, in that case, with my now free hand, I will take the hand axe that I have on me, and I will try to throw it to cut this rope. I am not touching this body. It's not because I'm being careful, it's because dead bodies gross me the fuck out now. I'm sorry also, this is all extremely tedious. It's just, I know it's, and this is going to sound cliche, but it's definitely what this die would do.
Yeah.
Trust me, I do the same thing.
You're
Yeah,
roguing
it was.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Rogues are just a bit, slow to
Come to
act.
think about it, what kind of roll would that be?
I mean, just
Dexterity?
Just an attack.
Acrobatics?
Or would it just be an
If
attack?
you're throwing your axe, it would be an attack action.
Yes, do an attack roll.
So it'd be whatever you rolled plus your dex plus proficiency.
Or alternatively, it's just a rope. You can cut it.
Okay, fair enough.
No. We never know when you'll roll a natural one.
Well, I already rolled.
You throw the axe through the main structural supports, the entire barn collapses and kills everyone.
Alright, everybody, create new characters.
Well, not Vane and Big are like, well,
Anyway, well, for your information, I already rolled a 16.
I think that hits the rope.
Now, what's the rope's AC, DM?
For fuck's sake.
You goddamn psychopaths.
Excuse me, it is swinging quite wildly. I think that at least puts it at a 18.
Friends,
sorry,
please.
miss.
Let's tone it down a little bit.
Is this a single braided rope? Is it triple Is it triple braided? I mean,
Horsehair.
is it the kind of rope that you use to dock a fucking ship? I mean, anyway, yes,
Anywho.
16. So we slice this.
Yeah.
So we slice her down.
Kerthump.
Yeah, she lands feet first and then falls forward.
All right.
Sick bastards.
What are the chances that Rallis heard that?
From
Somehow I
downstairs,
think
you would have heard a thud and then ends in a creaking.
Yeah, he'd start making his way upstairs. Probably just send the echo up as far as possible, swap places with him to make as little noise as possible.
All right. Well, since I don't really have much of a reason to feel that I'm in immediate danger, I am then going to, not very loudly, but in an inside speaking voice, call out to
Rallis.
Thank you. I want to keep saying Ralsei. I have to fucking tell the right character.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Was like Undertale.
Anyway, I'll call out to
Chapter 2's out.
I'll call it to Rallis. Rallis, I think I might know what was causing that creaking.
He's gonna look. I assume is it an open four-way, or is it like he's in a separate room or something? Like, is it a hall or just open?
It's a hallway.
He's gonna look down the hallway, make sure no one's down there, and move towards the sound of Caleb.
Yeah, you approach and see Caleb kneeling near a dead woman with a lot of rope around.
Well, that's just great. Do I recognize this woman?
Yes, you recognize her as Celeste Hunning, the wife of the local farmer.
Oh, damn it.
Someone you knew.
Celeste, she's the farmer's wife.
This is the wife. Where's the husband?
I don't know. Rouse is gonna just walk over, kneel down, and inspect again, just for any signs. I'll just 11.
No sign of infection.
Doesn't look like she was infected, but just check the rest of the hall.
So I'll do exactly that. I will then without speaking anymore, I will. How many rooms can we go into down this hall?
There's about 2 other rooms.
And I'm going to assume those doors are closed.
Uh-huh.
All right then. Since I still have a free hand, instead of just kicking in these doors,
I can open the doors with my echo.
fair enough.
Again, I have to be within 30 feet of it, which I cannot stealth worth a damn.
Right. Okay. So you'll stand to the opposite side of me. I'll be on the door, right? And you'll open it up. We're just going to assume that these all open inwards. And I'll move in as the door opens and immediately scan the room.
Well, if you want, I can act as a bait while you hide. Since
We'll come back to this in a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
When is not a rogue a rogue?
but yes, big and vain. Remember this time. What are you doing to investigate the house, sir? What are you doing?
Vane is just walking around, as soon as you walk in the door, does it just leave the central living area?
Yeah, what's the general layout?
Yeah, you there's sort of like the main hall has like a little table set out. Still plates of food out. Table set for 4. Yeah, well, set for free, I mean. And a few people just and a few portraits on the walls. The man you see smashed in a doorway, a woman with short black hair, and 2 kids.
Is there like a hallway that leads to more rooms?
There's a few doors around the room. One has a very low. One is partly ajar. You see a very large bed inside of it, and there are 2 others. The doors are closed.
So there's clearly in the portrait 4 people
Uh-huh.
and 3 tables set, like sets at the table.
Uh-huh.
So
I'm assuming one of the kids probably died.
yeah, someone's died before the plague got here, or someone's died, before this incident. Let's see.
Come over. Let's check what looks to be the parrot's bedroom.
Yeah, we'll go on ahead.
So we'll go to the ajar door with the big bed behind it.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I'll open it. I'm bigger.
Yeah, you look in, see, fairly threadbare room. You see a lot of bags packed. Two bags packed. There's a little bit of disarray, as though a fight was started here. There's like a wardrobe. There's a little desk with a few papers strewn across it and things like that.
Yes, take a look at the papers.
You can look at the papers. I'm gonna look at these packs real quick.
Yeah.
I'll just go over and look at the packs and just sort of real quickly just glance inside, just see if it looks like maybe they were just trying to leave it somewhere, or like traveling supplies, or if it was just something else.
You see, looks like a bunch of clothes, lots of supplies. Looks like they were getting ready for a trip to town, possibly to stay for a while.
Looks like they weren't planning on staying here. At least not for a little bit. Anything in those papers?
Yeah, what do I see?
You see fairly recent notes. The ink is smeared a little bit. It reads as the following. If you find this place, please be wary. Our eldest son was infected. We are getting out. We are going to town so that we can fetch the doctor. There have been strange men watching us from outside, but we will be back as soon as we can. Please be careful. We are going to try and save him.
That's what I figured when I saw 3 plates. That was my first guess, was someone's been infected.
Well, since we didn't see much outside, and it looks like there was much more commotion here, I'm guessing that their kid finally turned completely, and if I'm gonna guess, I'd say he's probably in one of the closed rooms.
That's what I'm saying. These probably got him trapped in one of them. Better he's out running around by now.
Either they're running around or inside the barn, although I haven't heard any gunshots.
Yeah, it's safe to assume the barn's probably fine. We would have heard that. I guess we'll head upstairs then, or?
No, we'll just go to the next room in the line.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Whatever
sure
the
on the layout.
next closest room is that's closed.
There are 2 rooms, one on the left, one on the right. Which one would you like to check first?
Go to the left, I guess.
Yeah.
So we'll just go up to the door, and I'll just sort of look at Big. Go ahead and get your weapon ready.
Yeah, I'll get my staff.
And I'll just sort of pull out my silver mace and just sort of have it ready in my offhand as you go ahead and just open the door and nudge it open.
As you open the door, you see a peculiar sight of one of the larger infected. It seems to be in very late stages, but it's alive, but it's tied onto a bed. It's breathing very faintly. It looks fairly malnourished, and notice one of its claws is free, with a good bit of blood caught under its nails.
Does it look to be conscious enough to notice our presence?
It lifts its head very slowly and glances in your direction, but it's not even really growling, it's just breathing very heavily.
Well, you need samples. Here's a fresh one. Go ahead and cut off whatever you need, and I'll burn it.
That's probably for the best. I like to preserve life when possible, but this isn't. Yeah.
Just be wary of the claw.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead at one of its front, like claws was free. I'll go ahead and just make a nick with something at the near the back leg, one of his back legs, and try to fill a vial fairly well.
Yeah, you approach, and it sort of raises its claw very weakly towards you, like, but I can't really reach you, and even if it did, you just see its claw flailing about, very weak and noodle-like, so can't really. You just get a good nick in and take your sample.
It's safe to assume this is what happened to, I believe, Leaf.
I suppose. Alright. Is that all the samples you need?
Yeah, this will be the best one we've had.
Alright. Go check that other room, see if there's anything in there. I'll start burning this.
Yeah.
So he'll head out now, cast Create Bonfire directly on the bed where the monster's torso is.
Fibblefip?
And it will just continuously take 1d8 damage over and over.
Yeah, every
and
5
over
seconds.
And over.
It had
and
1
over.
health, don't worry.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to suffer.
It took a lot of starving damage.
Well, its corpse is taking burning damage over.
Remember,
and
we
over,
fought these things
and
in the
over.
last campaign. They're weak to fire
Yeah.
and radiant.
I'll go ahead and just real quick open the last door.
Hold on just a second.
Make me a dex save.
That's a good sign.
I'm at my friend's house.
That was a... There we go. I rolled the d8 the first time. Let's see. Okay, there it is. That's a 17.
Yeah, you very quickly, dodge back out of the way as a crossbow bolt shoots out of the door towards you. You just very quickly slam it back shut, and you hear it thud through the door and pierces through a bit.
Hello?
Go away!
We're friendly. Hello. Are you the daughter? I believe then.
No response.
We come from Bleakstone. I believe your family was heading there.
Not silence this time, but you hear struggling as you hear what sounds like a very small girl trying to reload a crossbow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and open the door.
Yeah. Go away! You see a very short, black-haired girl just seems to have given up and just lifts the crossbow like a club. Leave me alone!
I'll put both my hands up. We come in peace. Would you like to go to Bleakstone? Not much left here, I'm afraid.
Mama said she was gonna pack things up and we would get out of here. I heard voices. Where is she?
I don't know about your mother, but your father's not around, and your older brother got sick. So we can help you look for your mother, but please don't shoot me.
She tries again very very vainly to try and... She tries again to very quite carefully pull the crossbow out, but then the string just sort of snaps from strain. Well, this will still hurt if I hit you with it, so back off.
I can fix that for you.
Roll me persuasion.
Yeah, sorry about
Yeah,
that.
that's a 23.
She just very carefully like holds out the crossbow. Like, you really not with those guys?
No, and I'll just put my hand on it and mend. I guess 30 seconds or however long it takes for the string to fix.
Well, thanks. She just frowns. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do. Mama said to stay in here and wait. I've been waiting for about 2 days.
Did you have anything to eat? I'm sure you're hungry.
I'm very hungry, yes.
Well, let's. I saw they had some food laid out. Probably not fresh, but I'm sure there's something left, and we'll see if we can't find your mother.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. While you deal with that, you two, as you check the other rooms, you don't see anything too out of the ordinary. One seems to be a room they were in the process of getting materials out of to use for some kind of storage purpose. The other room, you see a lot of very dead monsters, very dead infected. It says just mostly small ones, from what you can tell. Seems like very, very minor ones, early stages of infection. Not very dangerous, probably just ones that the farmer was taking care of to send off for research.
Think our friend Big might have just hit a jackpot here.
Alice is going to stare at it, stare at the pile for a moment, turn to you and say, I need you to find me a shovel. And he's going to turn around and start walking back towards where the mother was left.
I'm gonna go find a shovel.
Yeah. Thankfully, you find one right downstairs. A good bit, just sort of laid near the door.
I'll hand it off to Rollis and continue to. You know what? I'm actually gonna head into that storeroom and just investigate it, see what I can find. Maybe we can get something useful. Okay.
Obviously, Rouse is just going to probably grab the shovel with his echo as he carries the mother outside and finds a good place to start digging.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, investigation check. Let's go. Nat 20. No, it's an 18.
Yeah,
Nothing
not
like
too bad.
pillaging the loot of the dead innocent.
They would have wanted us to have it.
No, it's just everything's out of place, you see.
It's not in my pocket.
I have OCD. You see, everything needs to be neatly arranged in
Yes.
my pocket and bag.
You see, they cut off this man's arm, and that's not balanced, so now he's missing both arms.
Do the good old Skyrim weight to gold ratioing. Just trying to figure out what you.
Anyway, so
This iron rake is 1 gold for every
that's
10 pounds. Nah.
anyway, that is very much a non-nat 20.
But yeah, you investigate. Again, very early stage for most of them. Some of them just have like one bestial limb. From your experience dealing with the plague, you know that these probably still had their wits about them, at least a little bit, at least to the same degree as like Leaf and the other man who was infected in town did. You also notice that these fellows seem to be wearing the same kind of uniforms as them. Using your inquisitive mind, you kind of piece together that these infected were members of the bandits' clan, and they might have, they might not have been too pleased with him culling them.
Oh, shit. Loot the bodies.
Now that I know they're assholes, it's okay.
Listen, they're bandits. They might have something good on them. Because I know it's not theirs.
with the disease-ridden corpses.
Yeah, just stick
Great
your
idea.
hand in the bloody corpses.
Oh
of
yeah, that's right. Oh yeah,
plague
that's right.
victims.
Hmm.
Don't forget, plot armor power says you can't be infected forever. Or can you?
All right, we'll hold off we'll hold off for now.
You do see a pile of well-cleaned materials near the front, as if the farmer might have had a similar idea.
He took the hit for you.
Dear God, yes.
I'd shake your disease-ridden hand if it wasn't disease-ridden.
Tragedy
And,
is Farmer actually had his son collect the loot, and that's how he got diseased.
Man, this family is just plagued
Oh!
by misfortune.
Man, throw in a devil possessing the mother, and then you'd have Fane's backstory.
Anyways, well, if there's a pile of material there, then I'm going to see what I can take from it. That isn't infected, not somehow dirtied up with infection, obviously.
You see 12 vials from of various fluids from the bodies.
Oh.
About 45 gold pieces. A couple of daggers. 14 shell casings. And and 3 amethysts.
Did you say 45 gold pieces?
Uh-huh.
Also, as far as gold is concerned, your backstory only gives, like, because you were doing the haunted one backstory, that only gives a single silver. But I'm going to assume since you have a shop, you'd have more. But so I'll just let Timmy decide how much that should be.
We'll say like.
Because I'll just say, like, mine ended up being like 400 or something
Shit.
in total. So I think probably like 500-y maybe,
Yeah.
just to keep it fair between everyone.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
with I guess I do need to look at the expand backstories, but I think I'll have like 160 or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have no
We'll
idea.
say like around 230 or so
Yeah.
for Johnny.
Gotta
Plus
erase-
1 silver piece, baby.
Hell yeah.
That's just the thing to put me over the edge and avoid bankruptcy. Imagine just finally having to pay all your taxes and then you have like 1 cent left and you're like, yeah, I'm winning.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then there's 500,000% interest, and it just goes all the way back up. Damn.
You only have 1 cent in profit. And you know what we call that? We call that progress.
Insert that Shadow the Hedgehog game. Damn. As he dies.
Oh, God.
The 1 silver piece is actually Caleb's first silver he ever earned.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gonna hang it on his wall.
See, I had 39 others, but after I betrayed my best friend, but
It's kind of high. Yeah, it's kind of high up on the wall, isn't it? Yeah, Fibblefib kept trying to eat it.
Man, why do
Anyways.
Albion coins look like chicken dinners?
it was a very radical new take from the third emperor. He was big into cooking.
Okay, 14 shell casings. Anything else? Or is that all?
And 3 amethysts.
I already got that down. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's everything.
All right, dope. Well, I guess or rather, Swank. I guess we're gonna.
Please make Swank a thing. I want it to be a thing.
I miss the socially awkward Dragonborn. We need that back.
Hey, Rowless is socially awkward. Don't give him some credit.
Oh, yeah.
To be fair, he isn't generally. He just wants to stab him and is trying not to.
Well, I'm going to head back to Rollis over here, and well, good news. We have an unbelievable amount of blood samples for our friend Big.
Your friend, Big.
Your friend, Big. Your friend.
Right, whatever. Anyway, so I think we should think we've seen Oh wait, that's right. You're heading out to bury somebody. You know what? We'll just say I caught
You've
you
just
on the
been
way
talking
out.
to yourself in the
I
in the
assume
dark.
You know what?
walked
We'll just say I caught him on the way out.
I assume you turned around and walked outside and found him digging a hole.
Anywho, yeah, I'll just go out, tell him what I'm doing, tell him that I'm gonna go bring the samples over to Big. I do know where they went, right?
Oh yeah, they went to like the house.
Okay, yeah. And once I get to the said house, just in case some sort of situation is going on, because I have no idea what they do, what's going on, I'm going to just knock on the barn door. I'm just going to knock on the house door and announce that, and announce my arrival.
The door that the father's head is keeping open.
Oh yeah, oh that right.
As you knock gently upon it, the door presses deeper into the father's skull.
You see
in
some
front of
blood
his daughter.
swoosh out.
As
to be
you
fair, we
go
did open it.
head inside, the browser's going to turn back. If you find any more that aren't infected, bring them here.
Anyway, yeah. So I've announced that I'm here.
So I guess as we're like coming down the stairs,
As she walks past the open door with her now burned brother.
yeah, let you know, I found I don't know her name. I don't know. Yeah, what's your name?
Oh, my name is Quayla.
Yeah, I found
And I'm just going
their
to
daughter.
hush you down. And I'm just going to be like, all right, what did she say her name was again?
Kayla.
Kaylin. All right, and Vane will just sort of kneel down. All right, Kaylin, I'm going to need you to close and cover your eyes real quick when we go downstairs.
Yeah.
There's, your mom told us something very important you don't need to see. So we're just going to do that, and then we'll tell you to open again, okay?
Oh, okay.
And
I'm
we'll
gonna-
just sort of lead her down the stairs and take her, make sure she's not peeking, and just sort of take her down and just sort of without saying a word, just sort of take her out through the door and just sort of push past Caleb without saying anything, and just sort of lead her out and try and take her like around a curve so she can't see the door where her father is.
And hopefully so that she can't see the cloaked figure currently digging a grave for her mother.
I mean, she wouldn't be able to see what you're digging the grave for.
Except the fact that her mother's lifeless body is probably sitting not too far away from me.
I mean, what did you do? Prop it up so she could see the face?
I left
Just
it
make eye contact with the corpse.
I left it upstairs because when you're going to dig a hole for a body, you're going to make sure they're as far away from each other as possible.
Yeah.
No, I carried her outside towards where I'm going to build a dig a
Whatever,
grave.
it's far enough away. She wouldn't be able to see.
Anyway, I'll sit you down with her. You grab her something to eat. I'm gonna go take care of something and like gesture towards the father.
I'll just sort of nod and just sort of take like a little jerky thing out of my pack and just sort of hand it to her.
So I'm gonna meet up with you while I grab the father's body. So
What's this thing? It's a new invention. It's called a Slim Jim.
Ooh.
not to be confused with Big John from back in Bleakstone.
Well, I've got some good news and bad news. The good news is I've got you an incredible amount of samples.
Oh, sweet. So what does that amount to, DM? How many samples and like what stage?
12 early stage samples.
Sweet. This is invaluable. Like, this alone makes the trip worth it.
The bad news is that we found a lady hanging around, and
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna.
assume you all
she's
stepped
seen-
away from
Yeah,
the
I've
child.
already like kind of got the father out the door.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I'm gonna, as we're talking, I'm gonna like
Anyway, I'm going to also say
go over to where he is.
that wouldn't have happened to have been a daughter, would it?
Yeah, we actually found a survivor. The older brother turns out to have been the one to get the plague. I don't know where he got it, but he got the father infected, and I don't know. I guess the mother. I don't know what happened to her.
It's rather not Christ.
Krishna.
It's Krishna.
Is that for the 13th Imperialist?
Huh?
I mean, don't they all
It's a
just
common enough saying.
Don't they all just worship Krishna, just like different variations of the same thing?
Yeah, it's like Christianity. There's a lot of different branches, but they all say God and Jesus.
Yeah, so it would have been like, help us, Krishna, or something.
It's like the original Christianity versus Holy Roman Empire. That was neither Holy Roman nor an empire.
Yeah.
For Krishna's sake. Well, we found her mother. She was hanging around by her neck.
Oh. I guess after the father died, maybe she killed the father. His head was smashed, obviously, by the door.
I'm not sure. All I know is that I found her hanging from the rafters in the barn. Oddly enough,
Any infection signs?
no, she looked fine, although there are a lot of infected bodies we're gonna need to take care of.
Yeah, we'll have to let Vane know about that. So at this point, I'm like, I guess by him, I see him digging, so I got earth move, so I'll just like make a hole that says 5 foot. By 5 foot cube in the earth, I can dig a hole real quick.
Meanwhile, Rallis is digging a hole. It's like...
I'll be like, yeah, I'm just like, look up, I got you, buddy, and then just put my hand on the ground and a 5 foot hole appears.
He does not respond at all to
He
you.
only got like halfway through.
Well, I guess
get shit on, nerd.
Tap the ground with a 10-foot pole aggressively.
Yeah, so I'll drop the father in, and I guess I'll see the mother there.
You're just gonna drop him to...
I mean,
Fuck him.
return to the earth, man. He's nutrients for the soil.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, let's get the fuck out of here.
Did you guys check the body for infection signs?
We did the father.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a sample.
That was a while ago, so.
And then I guess we'll drop the mother in. I don't know how y'all want to do that, and then I'll cover the hole back up. Do we want to mark their grave?
Rallis will glare at you for a moment, but he will actually very gingerly pick up the mother and place her in.
At least he has his priorities straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Rallis is a legitimately good guy. He just does not like giants.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Vane is talking to the small child.
To her literal fucking daughter that has no clue that her mom is dead too. Shit.
Anyway.
It's
Yeah, if you
okay,
guys
I'll
wanna
distract
say
you.
any
Here's a
prayers.
knife.
Okay, so yeah, Vane is, just sort of gets on his knee and just sort of looks at... It's Kayla, right?
Kalen, yes.
Kalen. So Vane is just sort of kneels, gets on one knee to look her in the eye. Now, Kalen, there's been some troubles with your mom and dad, so they're not going to be able to come with you to the big city right now, but
Why?
you know, they've just had some issues, but you know they'll take care of anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll just, they just asked us to take you to the city because there's some dangerous stuff happening and they just want you to be safe, so you'll just come with us for a little bit.
Alright.
And,
Do they
guess-
have more jerky there?
they might.
Okay.
And here, and he just sort of pulls a little puzzle box out of his pocket. You can just play with this for a little bit while we go.
Okay.
If my character wasn't chaotic good and had less restraint, god damn it, I would absolutely have just thrown in or made him go, yo, holy shit, they dead.
Oh no.
I mean, technically that could be good because you aren't lying to the child.
Yeah, where is lying on the spectrum? Because, like, if it's for a good cause, I mean, that's still good, right?
Those are the deadest motherfuckers I've ever seen.
They're extra dead.
Also, I just
How
want
dead
to,
are they? Cadaverific.
also I do just want to say that puzzle box is actually a recruitment box.
Nice.
I was wondering where the evil bastard was going to pop up.
Because as soon as she gets that open, she's gonna find some stuff that may or may not, whenever she's old enough, might be able to let her do whatever she needs to do.
You learn about a little thing called revenge and how sweet it is to
Yeah,
take it.
you indoctrinated a child.
learning a little bit about what it means to make a deal.
Just a copy of Trump's The Art of the Deal.
You'll find the people that did You'll find the people that did this to your parents. You'll look them dead in the eye, and all they can do is scream.
Yeah. Although Vane is legitimately doing it because he honestly has no idea what else to do.
How do you child?
He legitimately does not understand anything else on how to do it because that's literally how he sort of ended up in it.
I had
how
one
old were you
girlfriend.
again?
She was weird. I never thought I'd get this far.
None of you are good fathers. I already take care of a homunculus. I don't want to hear shit.
I'm working on my homunculus.
Turns out having two devil hunters who are part of the exact same team going on on dates and stuff doesn't really work that well.
Generally,
especially when they're
yeah.
both egotistical assholes.
Yeah, so how many demons did you kill today? 4? Yeah, well, I killed 5, so, do better.
What do you mean using the silver mace won't work against them? But I want to punch them. God fucking damn it. And that is how 90% of their conversations went.
Anyway, so
Enough about Vane's love life. Previous love life.
Yeah, so I guess you're like, I don't know, like, I'll let you know, there's more in the barn. May need your attention.
I'll just walk over to the barn. Does there seem to be any piles of hay inside the barn?
A few in the bottom floor, yeah.
Do I see the goats?
Yeah.
oh shit, yeah, I forgot about the goats.
Looks like a sacrifice.
Well, are they making enough for me to actually see them, or should I roll a perception check?
Oh
They're probably
shit, I
making
forgot
noise.
about the
Those
goats.
are some pretty quiet goats.
They've got first contact with people for a bit. They're bleating a bit loudly.
Okay, so
Seem
I
to
know
be asking for food.
So I know the goats are there. So I will let the goats out before Ignite bringing forth the fires of hell.
Just starts roll eyes backwards, speak backwards, like black fire shoots out.
Goats are just like, gracious father.
Horned one.
Anyway, I just let them out and just say, Big, come take these goats. We can bring them back to the city.
Alright, yeah.
And then as soon as they're out, I'll use create bonfire inside one of the hay bales to cause it to actually ignite with real fire instead of magical fire that'll keep burning.
Makes sense.
And then I guess we'll head out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a cast a speak with beasts. I'm a ask the goat what happened.
And it's just going to scream in your face like that one video.
Ah! The giant speaks goat! Ah!
Yeah, you quickly determined the alpha among these goats. Fairly old one, long, scraggly beard, ribs showing, has very curled horns. What need the goat speaker?
We were trying to figure out what happened here, wise one.
Strange men come. The shepherd not around. Grab wife. Take upstairs. Heard snapping noise. Very hungry. And then he just leans over and starts gnawing on one of the vines of the farm.
We'll make sure your
Delicious.
we'll make sure your people are fed, but you're gonna need to all follow us back.
Understood.
Thank you. Just dust myself off, get my shepherd's crook staff. Oh, are there any more? I'll turn to Rallis again. I'm understanding at this point that he doesn't super like Big, but are there any more animals that they would have here? Do you know?
Would I?
No other animals now.
He's going to turn back towards you. You need to learn some respect. And no. Very hostile. And he's going to turn and I assume he kind of has an idea of where you took Kayla.
In the kitchen, I guess.
I mean, she's just still with me, just sitting around the corner on the road.
Mm.
I'm gonna.
Because I'm just sort of waiting for you all to finally get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna head towards you. How old is Kayla, or at least how old does she look?
She looks like she's about 9.
Okay. And I assume it's a while back.
No. Yeah, it's like 8 now. You guys you get back around 2 a.m.
So, if I kind of knew the parents, what are the odds that I knew Kayla?
They usually had her in the room whenever they were doing business or talking to people, tried to sort of shield her from everything going on.
Well, I'm going to, go crouch down as, as friendly as possible for someone who can't really emote beyond slight coloring. Say, Kayla, I'm a friend of your parents. It's going to be a long walk back to the town. Would you like do you want to walk, or would you want to be carried?
Carry, please.
He's going to pick her up and just carry her.
There.
Also, I just rolled that recruitment box will take her 83 days to open.
Bold of you to assume she's not an expert at puzzles.
Assuming she has no bonuses, it will take her 83 days to unlock.
2 days
I'm
later, it
gonna
opens.
Do you mind
Well,
if
she's
I
the
call you
youngest
Mr.
One of the
Bubbles?
youngest recruits, then.
Ooh.
What was that?
I'm just thinking with the kid. Okay, so if the kid's being carried by this dude, then I'm just going to think. I'm just thinking of the big dad. He's from fucking BioShock.
Oh, no.
Can I call you Mr. Bubbles? Sure, kid. Sure.
Please, no one's ever been annoyed at being called Mr. Bubbles by the little sisters.
Mm.
They're one of the best characters in that game.
Honest to fuck, they
They're
are.
interesting, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't bring myself to kill him, man. I had to save him.
I killed him.
Damn.
Your first playthrough?
I already knew what happened when you saved him. So
This is the timeline where he actually asked, "Would you kindly?" before he told him about this. Before he told him about it.
I was like, I already know what happens. I'm just gonna do the thing that gets me the most. Afterwards, I did do a playthrough where I saved him. The gifts they give aren't actually that great, so I was just like,
Well, it lets you tame bubbles, I think, right?
Honestly, they're not that great.
no, they're not.
Mm.
It was annoying to kill the what was it? The second one, the second Big Daddy version you fight. The with like the harpooners.
Oh God.
What is the ones after you get the camera?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Is Kayla human, or?
She's going to be half-elf.
Hey, just like me.
possibly half of me. I don't know what the non-elf part is, but
Yeah, that could be.
How many languages do you know?
a lot.
A lot, actually.
Yes.
Albaic, Elvish, Infernal, Celestial, and Abyssal.
Then I can't communicate to you without her knowing what I'm going to say.
Oh, fair enough, actually. I have to be a translator, don't I?
Yeah. Well, I know Elvish.
Oh, okay,
So-
fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm a linguist.
So am I.
so am I. When it comes to the divine or demonic.
You should have heard the weird shit that this guy was spouting off earlier.
That means suck my balls.
Captain Gobbledygook.
Whatever. Graham, kill General Gobbledygook over here. Let's get the hell out.
Imagine just screaming to an archdevil, suck my balls. And you're leaving hell.
I learned your language just to diss you.
So, I guess we set fire to the barn and start heading back.
Yeah.
Yes, you all begin to make your way back to town with a little solace taken in that you've managed to save someone and and a little bit of reflection on what exactly transpired in the tragedy that is Bleakstone. And that is where we shall end our session for today.
Yup.
Yeah.